At least I woke up. A hard no from me, bro. Coco Loco is a Puerto Rican coconut soda, yummy with rum. Oh, is it? I'm allergic to coconut, but I wish I wasn't. That sounds fucking delicious. I want to show you guys something before we get into Garth. I want to be quick because I want to get into Garth. Not like that. You know what I mean? But I've been seeing this shit on like the news here, and I was like, this is crazy. I don't know if you guys have experienced this yet, but there's it's so loud. There's a new TikTok challenge out, and it spooks me. And I hope this isn't too loud. I'm trying to adjust the volume here. You want the link? Okay, all I typed in was "be kind of a bitch" necklace on Amazon, and it just popped right up. And there's a whole bunch of them. Okay, but yeah, I will also put a link to it in the bottom of this video. How about that? Totally believe that most products need to just stick to basic and reliable flavors. I do not like going down the grocery store aisle and seeing 100 flavors of every product. Just my opinion. Same. And like, stick to the basics. Stick to what you're fucking good at. Like, stop trying to be a fucking hero and make buffalo wing soda. What are we doing? Like, I get that it's a novelty or a gimmick, but it's like, ugh, dude, have some fucking dignity. No, that is not. It was not a good flavor. And honestly, it didn't even taste like wings. It was fucking weird. It's still like, excuse me, it's like burning my throat. That's another thing is, if I eat hot sauce or anything that's like too hot, I'm just coughing. And also I get real sniffly and my eyes water. It looks like I've been crying. All right, I'm going to show you guys this shit. It really freaks me out. And look out for this because the kids are feral. The kids are feral as fuck. And they're doing new TikTok challenges that I think are crazy.
To iTeam 8 now. A TikTok prank makes its way to central Indiana. Police are calling it dangerous and tonight are sending a warning. There's also concern about possible serious injuries. iTeam 8's Kat Sandoval talks to a victim.
It's called a kick door challenge, where you kick a stranger's door as hard as you can, film it, and flee the scene. Danville police say these pranks are dangerous, if not deadly.
It's very dangerous. I mean, had I shot through that front door, I don't know who would have got shot.
Rhonda Atkerson said someone kicked down her door around 5 a.m. this summer. Even though it happened in June, you could see a faint footprint left on the door.
And you can see the other one started here.
At that time, her 3 grandchildren were in the house visiting. Her son heard the commotion.
3 hard kicks. He yelled at my grandson, "Tell Mama I'll get her gun." Honest.
Not only is it for real, Mary, but to top that off, there's been a thing going on the past probably 5 or 10 years. And they used to do this in the 90s, but it's gotten really big now. There's a couple of them, actually. There's one thing called jugging, which is where people will wait outside of a bank or across the street from a bank or in the parking lot. And they will wait for you to pull up and either go into the bank and get stuff like money or whatever, checks, or they'll wait for you to go through the drive-thru at the bank. And then they follow you around town until you go home. And then they run up and bum rush you at your fucking front door. And they rob you, and it never ends well. It's been happening all over Austin, like all over the place. Now here, we have a situation where kids are doing it just for fun. But simultaneously, the thing that's been going on for like 5 or 10 years that's coming back is like someone who's injured or they pretend to be injured, or a girl or a kid will come knock on your door and ask for help. And if you open it, a bunch of dudes will just run in and start fucking whooping your ass and taking your stuff. So with all these things going on nowadays where people are trying to shove their way into a door or a property to rob it, people casing property, especially with the ability to pull a weapon on your property in some states, like this woman just said, this is so fucking stupid. And kids are doing this, and I cannot believe it. And I saw it on the news here, and then it started popping up in my algorithm, as it do. Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, but then it started showing me Indiana, Cali. Like, so I look on TikTok. Yes, this is a thing that the idiot kids are doing. Fucking shocking.
Yes. And then all he heard was crashing and banging.
Danville police said a total of 3 similar incidents happened
Oh no, the drink is for me. And really no one should drink them. Actually, they're pretty fucking gross.
on East and West Mill Street. Nothing was stolen, no one entered the home, just doors kicked hard in the early morning. One resulted in a broken door latch. Police are warning that homeowners have the right to defend their homes and that 2 of the 3 victims were armed. They say none of the homes had a doorbell camera. No arrests were made and no suspects.
Parents need to know where your children are, especially after dark.
Atkerson says the prank has left a lasting impact.
It was scary. My grandchildren were just...
You know, what kind of a sad state of affairs are we in when we're like, can you kids just eat the laundry detergent again? Because this is too much.
You know, a nervous wreck. I was a nervous wreck. But they had knocked everything. Once they heard my son, they knocked everything off my front porch because the table's there trying to get away.
Police are asking parents or neighbors to report any suspicious activity. Reporting in Danville, I'm Kat Sandoval, iTeam8, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for a...
Yo, poor Wish TV, because it sounds so fake, right? It doesn't sound like a real news website. Imagine the amount of people who go, nah, that can't be real, and they just ignore it, or they just don't click on it because they think it's bullshit. Okay, so that's something that the teens are doing. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it is safer for them to eat the Tide Pods, right? And Mary's the one who said it first. True. If I tried to do that, I'd probably fall backwards on my butt and then they'd shoot me. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what a stupid fucking... And also, like, just the amount of dads with guns, you know, like, ready to just fucking pull it out. Like, don't do that, kids. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. God, that's wild. Okay, here's the other thing. So I told you guys last week, right? Kids steal car. Oh, dude. Okay, we're going to derail real quick. You guys know about the Kia boys? You know about this Kia boy shit? These kids are out here stealing Kias. And it's super easy. They can do it with a USB. Some of them do it other ways. But it's a TikTok challenge. It's a TikTok challenge. Let me find a short of it because they're so long. I'm curious how many of you guys know about the Kia boys TikTok challenge. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've never heard of Kia boys TikTok challenge. Because I'm about to blow your fucking mind. If you have a Kia, look out. Yeah, they do it here now too. That's what I'm about to show you. Young fucking kids. And the other thing besides that is everybody does a flash bomb into a store and robs it. Just fucking wild. What? Wait, one. You guys have never heard of the Kia boys thing. Oh, fuck, dude. I've not done my job. Dude. Okay, here's the rundown. A couple of years ago, Kia either... My pet goldfish fucking coming in hot with the 69. Good one. A couple of years ago, Kia started manufacturing their cars in a way that there were numerous methods for breaking into them. One of the easiest is the key fob. Another is using a USB. And then there are a couple of other methods that can be used very, very, very easily to break into a Kia specifically. In fact, they are, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the entire auto industry, I believe, based on everything I've seen, and I watch a lot of mechanics on YouTube, the worst car to get right now. The most stolen, the most easy to break into, the most vulnerable model is a Kia. It became a TikTok challenge for kids to rob your Kias. I'll show you this one. Here you go. This is... I find this appropriate because it's a news story that's 420. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Sorry, and it's about these kids getting high and being idiots. They're not all high, but I'm pretty sure they have to be, right? Like, to steal a car, you got to be fucked up or something. You can't just think like, oh, I'll just steal a car and go to jail. It'll be fine. Just a fun teenage day. Like, what is the bar now? Are we not scaring them enough? Do we need to bring back Scared Straight? Anyway, I'm not a parent. Thank God I don't have to put up with this. And I don't own a Kia. But if you do, fucking trade it in because it's not getting any better. Here we go.
Randy Wimbley, he's live with more on what we need to know about the Kia Boys.
Hey guys, and I'm told that these guys are going after the LX trim of these vehicles. That's the model that seems to be particularly vulnerable to this sort of thing. And here's what they're using: a USB cable. More on that in a moment. This is an issue that law enforcement is aware of, that the automaker is aware of, and sadly something that more and more Kia owners are coming to terms with.
I was parked right here, pulled up right here. And my aunt knocked on the door and said, "Tony, where your car at?" And I'm like, "Outside." She's like, "Your car is not out here."
And make no mistake about it, Latonia G is only laughing to keep from crying. Her 2022 Kia Sportage was stolen right from this driveway on Detroit's east side around 4 a.m. Tuesday.
I just couldn't believe it. I felt defeated because we work hard for our stuff, and for somebody just to feel like they can just come and take it is crazy to me.
She's just one of a growing number of Kia owners whose cars have been stolen.
And by the way, on our next door alone in Austin, the amount of Kia thefts for joyrides and then they get wrecked for no reason. They don't even take them to commit crimes. They just joyride, piss in them, and wreck them like in The Big Lebowski. It's wild. The amount of those posts I see is almost as many as the amount of Priuses getting their catalytic converter stolen. And that is a fucking lot, okay? That is a lot, dude. Also, oh my God, Gravy Shell, that fucking rules. Definitely get a pick. And by the way, if you have a Honda, if you make it to 1 million miles, I believe they give you a brand new Honda and like $1 million or some shit.
Thanks in part to the work of the so-called Kia Boys.
One more thing, because this is a great point, Ozzy Mel. Not only that, but these little motherfuckers, these little shits, here's what they're doing now. It's gone beyond Kia Boys. It's not just fun to steal the car with the USB. It's not just fun to hack a key fob. Now the challenge is to film yourself speeding down the highway in it, and often running from police. The amount of teens and TikToks of these fucking kids getting in horrific car accidents is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Actually steal a Kia? Is it an easy process?
Hell yeah.
Could you show us how it looks to steal a car?
I can show you inside your car.
A couple of young men who basically provided a how-to guide when it comes to stealing Kias.
You stick your flathead right here, and then you want to pull it down, and then break it down, and then it's gonna be like a little silver piece. You just put the flathead in and break it. Then you start it with a charger piece, like this.
And with the USB cable, someone can start up and drive off with your car. The low-tech hack reportedly works on Hyundai models as well. The key is that the targeted makes and models only use keys. This method does not work on push-start vehicles or those equipped with an immobilizer, a device that keeps the engine from starting.
Also, agree completely, Jen. I also drive a stick shift. That is the best way to keep kids from stealing your car. It's also the best way to keep anybody from fucking stealing your car because nobody knows how to drive those anymore. As I have found, every time I go take my car to a mechanic, if I'm not doing it myself, take it to a mechanic. The amount of grown-ass men who look at me and blink and go, "Can you drive it here for us? Can you put it here?" Like they're like, "Oh shit, it's a stick." And then they get out. I'm like, "What the? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was in Texas, sir. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Nobody around here knows how to drive that shit." Great idea. The other thing, the club. The club. We got to bring back the club. It's legit what they're recommending now for Kia owners.
Unless the right key is recognized. While the Kia Boys are set to be based in Milwaukee, the fruit of their low-life labor is being harvested right here in Southeast Michigan.
I mean, they were so good, they left without a
Yeah, they're
trace.
everywhere.
And West Michigan. This man who wanted to conceal his identity says his Kia was stolen from his home in Grand Rapids back in July. Police caught up with the thieves, but they tried to run and ended up crashing the car.
I went to the dealership and I went to them and said, "What are you going to do about the situation?" And the dealer was like, "There's nothing really that we can do."
Yo, literally, at least the last 3 times. There was one guy I took it to who worked at a Walmart. I was just getting my tire changed too. And like they were all younger. Like they were definitely younger than me. They were in their 30s, but none of them knew how to drive a stick. It was they were like, "Oh, we gotta go get Howie." And then some fucking old dude named Howie came out and he fucking was like, "Ah, yes, a stick." He was so stoked. It was wild.
We reached out to the automaker for comment. Kia America is aware of the rise in vehicle thefts of a subset of trim levels. All 2022 models and trims have an immobilizer applied either at the beginning of the year or as a running change. All Kia vehicles for sale in the U.S. meet or exceed federal motor vehicle safety standards. All of that means little to Latonia, who had a 2022 Kia. And although she has a rental car, her insurance company will stop paying for it in 28 days, and it may take 35 days before they settle her claim.
It's hard. You know, I've got a rental and I appreciate that, but it's just like, I need my car.
Yo, what the fuck, dude?
And guys,
they fucking took her car. She only has one arm. That's not cool, dude. I mean, it wouldn't be cool regardless, but for fuck's sake, man. God damn. People already have enough to deal with. This is just ridiculous. This pisses me off. You know what pisses me off, kids? People steal cars, and when they break into cars and they don't steal anything. It's like, what are you fucking doing? You just fuck my windows up, dude? Like, why? What a ridiculous thing.
PD is advising Kia owners to park in well-lit areas if they cannot park in the garage. They're also advising them to use a secondary alarm system. And guys, I'll tell you what, I had a chance to talk with a few workers at a Kia dealership, and they told me they have about a dozen recovered vehicles in their shop right now that have to be repaired after they were stolen. Group, Taryn?
So right now, really.
So that's the thing everybody's been arguing about. Is that Kia ought to offer like some sort of incentive or recall or trade-in for all these vulnerable cars, but they're not because they're fucking Kia, dude. They're in it for the money. I'm so glad you did it. And I got so pissed off because my grandma has had a Kia for a long time, right? And she and I were talking about this a while back, and I was like, Grandma, don't you know about the Kia boys, you know? Like, you don't know about this? And she's like, I'll fucking beat him with my cane. She's crazy, dude. She will. One time she beat up a guy at an ATM for standing too close behind her, and he wasn't even trying to rob her. He was just standing there on the phone. Like, she's fucking crazy. She'll whoop you, dude. She's a tiny little lady. She's in the military. She's got a cane. She'll fucking whoop you with it. Don't get too close. But I told her, I was like, you gotta be fucking careful, because like, even her car, it's not just this model either. There's other ways that they're doing it, and they're not just using that. They're also using it to break into the car. You can actually use the USB, and she's the key fob thing. They're buying universal key fobs on the internet that are unbelievably wicked good at pretty much popping any Kia. It's not just Kia. It's a lot of different cars, but it's mainly Kia. They're the most vulnerable. They're the easiest to hack. My neighbor had her car stolen with the club on it. They just cut the steering wheel and pulled off the curb. Oh, fuck. They must have been pros. I feel like a kid wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I feel like they'd be like, oh no, the wheel's gone. But I feel you. It's still doable. You're right. That's why I'm saying they should just like offer everybody, you know, trade-ins. They need to fix it. There's no fucking way. Another thing I'm pissed off about, I get the point of a tire key, right? To make it hard for people to steal your tire. But like, if it's only going on one tire, if they're going to fucking take my tire, they're going to take the other three. I don't get the fucking point of that. It just makes it harder for mechanics. And if you forget it and you're on the road, people look at you like you're an idiot. They could pay for alarm systems with cameras. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, go grandma. She's fucking wild. Or a camera. I don't know why we haven't invented cars that will electrocute you if you pull on the handle. My brother's Audi got stolen in his driveway, and that had all they shit in it. Oh, fuck, dude. I hate it when they take all the shit, but it's like, I at least feel like, you know, well, at least you got something out of it, you fuckface. I hate it when they just break the window. I don't know why that pisses me off so much.
Anybody who owns a Kia, they're not in good shape. I mean, getting an extra alarm on their vehicle or parking in a well-lit area, it's not very reassuring.
Well, and you heard what Kia had to say about this matter, that all of their vehicles are meet or exceed the federal standards for motor vehicle safety and what have you. And they're also saying that their newer models have this immobilizer system on them. But what about the ones before that? I asked if they're going to do any sort of recall or make any upgrades to those vehicles that are vulnerable. No response on that front.
Well, let's get right to.
They're like, oh, we didn't think about that. No. Okay. Okay, next thing I want to show you. Hold on. Dad's got a plan. Let me put, because I backed off of the Kia thing. So let me find my little playlist I had set up. Oh, God, so loud. Okay. This is the last thing we're going to watch before we move on to Garth. But if I see any more weird shit like that, I will definitely let you know. Oh, yeah, actually, one more thing. There's another annoying thing. I told you about jugging, but I want to make sure you get the idea of it because this is the biggest thing. Like, this shit has actually killed people. And in Austin, it got so bad. We had something like 18 juggings over the course of a month. Why does my face look furry in like a mall photo? What the fuck? I think something happened with my settings on StreamYard because first it did my camera picking up my audio of me hacking to death. And now I look furry and slightly like, I don't know, glowing. Why? What's going on here? Oh, I bet it's that AI face filter shit. Yep. It's called touch up my appearance. No, touch it down, bitch. Just looks the same. Still furry. Maybe I face fur. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, jugging's become a big thing. This is the shit that, okay, as far as I know, it's happened the most in Detroit, California. Oddly enough, I saw a lot of cases in Iowa, Texas, all over Texas, like all over, north, south, east, west, Abilene, Dallas, Laredo, like it's on the rise everywhere. But a lot of cases in Iowa, but mainly California, Texas, Seattle, specifically in California, LA, and San Francisco, oddly. A lot of places in Florida, a ton of juggings. So, I don't know where you guys all live. I know some of you live in Boston. Just be on the lookout for this shit. It has become not just something that criminals are doing, but it's not really a TikTok challenge, but it has been showing up on like, what do you call it? World Star type of shit. Reddit forums. What's it called? Fucking freakouts, public freakouts. All over YouTube, especially. It's been on the news everywhere. And people are making TikToks. They're getting banned for them. But literal TikToks like, I'm staking a jug out or some shit. And then they end up getting it pulled. In Texas, on the rise. Very big. Very scary. And I really hate this for us. But I am going to play. I'll play you to. God, this one was fucked up, dude. So one of them, they killed an old lady. Okay, so right now, as it stands, okay, 2 years ago, there were 84 jugging cases that they were investigating. It's been happening so much since. I'm very curious what it's at now. These are really short, so I'm going to play you a few of these so you can see the difference. They have some of them completely on film. It's wild. It's like they have them on film being staked out to the bank all the way on the way home, and then the people had ring cams. It stresses me out. Look out for these motherfuckers. I hate them. Very spooky dooky. Okay, here, I'm going to show you these.
The shattered glass in this SUV is all that remains of what was a big payday.
At that point, it was just lost. At that point, I had no emotion
Thank you,
anymore.
Belinda.
I think I about puked 4 times. My gut feeling was like, how could people be like this?
Destiny Capolito and Jacob Gargan are home remodeling contractors. Thursday, they went to this bank near
I swear to God, Ozzy Mel, I will rip it out and mail it to you. Don't say that.
Palmer Lane and I-35 to cash a client's $10,000 check for a job that they had just completed.
Good
To
morning,
celebrate,
Lori.
they decided to make a fast food stop for lunch instead of depositing the cash first into their...
Guys, I'm glowing because it was a filter. I figured it out. Don't worry. Stop glowing, okay? Stop fucking glowing. let's tell Dad she's pregnant. Fucking, you're such a Jen McCabe sometimes. Jen's missing tooth.
Bank. While inside eating, a thief who had followed them from the bank made fast work of the cash.
They hit it 3 times right here. Since they couldn't succeed on that, they started moving to the back window. They smashed this in, unlocked it right there.
The center console is where Jacob had hidden the money. Did you ever feel like you were being followed?
No, that's the problem. And I'm always aware of that too.
This is a picture of Jacob's SUV in the fast food parking lot. They were gone only for 10 minutes, but it was more than enough time to be victims of this $10K hit and run.
We work really hard to make this money. You know, like we don't just sit around. We work really hard, like day in, day out. We don't take days off to make this kind of money.
It was paying off debt, paying off labor for completing this job. Just basically getting our head start back. You know, it's some people go through unfortunate circumstances, and we got put in that situation before, and this job was finally clearing up all of that situation. And the first moment we feel free from all of that stress and weight on our back, this happens.
Jugging cases can become extremely violent, with some incidents becoming home invasions. Last year in Austin, reportedly, there were more than 100 cases of jugging.
Certainly. I think that, you know, first of all, when it comes to juggings, it's really about education and making sure that people understand that this is happening so that they can be on the lookout and they can hopefully take measures that would make it as hard as possible for that crime to occur.
This video from a recent Round Rock jugging.
By the way, pretty sure that cop got busted being a big racist. But here's another thing. He said judging, and that's very funny because that's so Austin. Okay, jugging is just when somebody, it's not about insurance, it's not about the money. It's when somebody waits in a parking lot of a bank and they watch you go into the bank and then they follow you around town. And like the one couple, they went into a restaurant, right? So when they go into the restaurant, the people break into their car and take the money. They also, the most common thing is they fucking go to your house. They follow you home and they follow you up. Like as soon as you get out of your car, they run up and they beat the shit out of you and they take your money. They rob you with a gun. Sometimes they fucking kill you and they take your money. If you're getting into a garage, they run in under the garage and they attack you from behind. And it's been happening so fucking much in Austin. Like it's crazy, but it's also picking up everywhere else. So when you go to the bank, they're saying, watch behind you, see if anybody exits after you do. And it's like, dude, I can barely look in front of me now. I got to fucking look behind me. But they are saying, like, be extra careful. If you think someone's following you, you can call the police and then they will come meet you on the road. And it's just really fucking spooky. And it's been happening a lot. It's literally a robbery specifically done after you've been staked out at a bank. It pretty much always starts around a bank. So some people will park and they'll just wait for somebody who they think looks vulnerable, or they'll wait with binoculars or an iPhone. They'll zoom in. They'll see if you take cash out of the ATM, then they'll fucking rob you. Another thing they're doing is they'll have one person outside. It's usually a guy and he's on his phone, right? And the car will be on and they'll be waiting and the girl will go inside. And sometimes it's vice versa. But a person will go inside and wait in line and then pretend like they got a call and they have to leave the bank. And that's usually done once they see somebody who's taken out a large amount of cash from the teller. And then they get in the car and they say, that's the person. And then they follow them at a pretty far distance from behind, but they keep an eye on them. And sometimes they'll have two people waiting who will follow them closely. And then another person will follow them far away. That way, if one gets caught, the other one can go. And then they just follow you to wherever you're the most vulnerable. If you get out at a mall and they see that you left the money somewhere, if you stop at a gas station, you leave your car running, boom, there's no contact with you. They just rob you. But the problem with jugging is they're going to follow you all around town until they can get to you. And if it ends up at your house, which a lot of people, when they take out a huge transaction, will usually go straight home, I think, right? At that point, it's like the goal is to get to you before you enter your home. So it's kind of a big deal. And it's really scary. And like people are getting fucking murdered. It's crazy. And it's being displayed as something like that comes in bursts, you know? but it really has increased. Like this was 200 cases 2 years ago. We're seeing these on the news almost every day here. And I'm seeing like more videos pop up of it, especially of the victims, like just all over the internet on TikTok, like victim of a jugging. Here's what jugging is. It's literally just waiting at your bank to rob you. It's really wild.
That people understand that this is happening so that they can be on the lookout and they can hopefully take measures that would make it as hard as possible for that crime to occur.
This video from a
The same
recent
one.
Round Rock jugging shows how fast these smash and grabs can be. The
So this is a
individuals here
smash and
remain
grab.
at large and may be linked to similar cases in Bell County.
If you feel even your intuition telling you to not do something, just don't do it. You know what I mean? Because something like this could happen.
I just don't understand how there's people like that out there that can like feel okay with themselves at the end of the day.
Okay, here's the fuck one.
Actually, I did. He said he withdrew money from the bank and then he went to a gas station. It was there where thousands of dollars were taken. The count is now at 84 juggings. These are surveillance photos from September 9th. Police say a woman withdrew money from a bank on the northwest side, then returned to her home. It was there where she was robbed and attacked. Police are still looking for these two suspects. Another case on Monday, police say a man was robbed at an apartment complex on the north side. The victim was pushed against a wall and money was taken from him. He withdrew that money from a bank shortly before that. 31-year-old man has been arrested.
It's insane how often that it's happening, and these guys are dangerous. It's unbelievable. And this is right out in the bright daylight.
Jim Ostrander says he went to a Wells Fargo last month and cashed his check, then drove to a gas station. While he was inside paying for his gas, he said someone smashed his truck window and stole the cash from the console.
Obviously followed me from the bank. Now they're obviously watching me at the bank and then followed me. You're talking a full month's salary gone in the blink of an eye.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. So, you know, your dad likes to look for patterns. I was kind of obsessed with this jugging shit for a while because I had it happen to an old neighbor of mine and she wrote about it on her Facebook. And I was like, holy fuck, Helen. Like, she got jugged, dude. And it was bad. She got punched in the face. Now, I've been punched in the face by a stranger and robbed too. I know how much that fucking sucks. And I was like, Jesus, is this like happening a lot? Because she put in there that it's like, this is on the rise. It's a big deal. We've had this many cases. I was like, God damn. So I started looking into it, right? So many jugging cases happen on Fridays. Fridays are the peak day. That's the biggest pattern I could see. It was something like 70%, which tends to be what? Payday. The second biggest day is Saturday, because some people will get their check and then they will cash it on Saturday. And the third, I believe, is Wednesday. I'm still working on the numbers, but usually what I do is I'll just bulk upload statistics into a Google Sheet, and then I will work my way through it, finding commonalities using the find feature, or just sorting it. Fridays, big day to maybe not go to the bank. I always recommend electronic deposit if you're getting money out. I mean, just be super careful. You know, I would ask to go into a room with the teller instead of doing it right on the counter. If it's a large amount, usually they'll comply. I know Bank of America will. Very wild shit. But I'm only showing this to you guys so, you know, I'm not saying this, look out, be afraid, this is happening everywhere. But like, if you're leaving a bank and you think someone might be following you, think about this and maybe make that call and be like, hey, I just left the bank and there's someone following me. Can I get an officer? Something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe call your crazy uncle with a gun. Let's keep going.
I'm grateful I'm alive. So financially, yeah, it's a big kick. It hurts. It hurts bad.
Ostrander says he feels for the victims who were attacked.
It's very scary, especially for the females.
He reminds people to be vigilant.
It is there and it's happening. Keep your eyes open. Watch behind you. Watch wherever you go.
Hi, Allison.
So actually, it's going to be kind of. If you have any information in these cases, you're asked to call Austin Police or Crime Stoppers. Back to you.
Matt Fernandez, live for us in North Austin. Thank you, Matt.
By the time I could get my camera out, he was.
This is one more on it, just because.
Thursday afternoon, store employees at Ace Contractors Supply on Ben White Boulevard were helping a customer when Amy Mays says she saw this black SUV pull into the parking.
Jen, what the fuck did she get her dog? She got the dog back or bag? Please tell me she got the dog back. Oh God, fuck. Is your friend Lady Gaga? Because that happened to Lady Gaga. And then they shot her fucking dog walker.
Lot and a man get out of the back seat.
I noticed he got out and I didn't realize he broke the window. To me, it just looked like he grabbed it. From our video, we noticed that he did bust the window out and grabbed what appeared to be money off of the dash, and that is what the customer confirmed. He said he had been at the bank, and he suspected that maybe they followed him.
Amy says the customer did not confirm the amount of money that was stolen, but it seemed to be a significant amount.
I was so upset for him. I felt so sorry for him. And you could just tell, you know, he was very upset.
She says the thieves were gone within 30 seconds of pulling into the parking lot.
Since the vehicle had already left, we just assumed that we shouldn't tie up the 911 for a it's a non-emergency, I guess. We just assumed we were supposed to call 311. So that's why I called that one. And she said that was the right thing to do.
Earlier this year, former Austin Police Chief Joseph Chacon spoke out against jugging.
Certainly. I think that, first of all, when it comes to juggings, it's really about education and making sure that people understand that this is happening so that they can be on the lookout and they can hopefully take measures that would make it as hard as possible for that crime to occur.
The store decided to put the video on social media in hopes that someone would recognize the car or those involved.
I just hope that they can catch the people that are doing this. I don't understand why people steal from people that are working hard.
All right. So there you go. That's jugging. All right. The last thing I want to watch with Jesus Christ. I don't have time to cry. Listen. The last thing I want to watch with you guys before we get into it. I don't want to, well, we'll watch that last. This I don't want to watch with you because I do think I will get copywritten, but I want to show you what it is.
I'm Wayne.
And I'm going to put a link to it in the bottom of our video. It's going to be underneath at the end. Odd stops. If you guys don't know what odd stops is, we talked about this in one of our OSINT videos. Odd stops is ran by a guy, I believe in a couple of other people, who have been consistently for many years keeping a map of all of the wild fucking crazy spots in the world, houses, locations where crimes have happened or infamous things have happened, be it a haunting, alleged haunting is what I like to call it, because what the fuck, or if there's a spot where, so let me give it to you this way. If you want to see where Joey Buttafuoco lived, go to Odd Stops. If you want to see the history of the house that Joey Buttafuoco lived in, that his wife got shot in, go to Odd Stops. You want to see exactly where Columbine High School is located. If you want to see where, the Rex Heuermann's house is, that's what this is about. It's literally a lot of famous crime scenes, but it's not just that. It's other pop culture. I wouldn't say pop culture, but other culturally relevant places. It gives you the history. It shows you up-to-date pictures. And it's just an overall pretty cool collection. It's a great archive for trying to see places that perhaps you always wondered, wonder exactly where this is. You can go type in Israel Key's house, and that's on there. And not only that, they'll give you map links. They'll give you resources to look stuff up where someone got kidnapped. It's really, really great when you're working on case research for a true crime case. But it's also really great if you're just kind of generally looking for an all-inclusive resource for a specific place that has to do with some sort of crime. So, guy who made Odd Stops has been putting out videos. He's been putting out videos and kind of putting his platform out there in a different way than usual. Usually it's an archive that's readily available for anybody for free. In this instance, look, he's at 791 subscribers. Odd Stops is amazing. Dude, we got to get him up. Look, even Catch Lisk, exceptionally informative, agreed. He put out an inside Rex Heuermann's home and basement 3D model video. I would rather reach out to him before playing it because I want to be respectful. But I also cannot stand the idea that Odd Stops is not at 1K yet. Let's get Odd Stops to 1K because this is an archivist. Do you understand? This is like if Turtle Boy were into mapping specifically. This is like Melbourne Marvels. This is someone who is a collector of information. And Odd Stops needs attention because they do us such a good service as far as the OSINT community goes. Absolutely respect and love them. I want you guys to go look at this video. I'm going to put a link below. I will even, let me do this. Let me click share, and then we will copy this, and I will put it in the chat right now, and then I will put it below. But if you want to watch this after you finish this video, or if you want to fucking leave me now and go watch it, I don't give a shit. Just watch it, because if you want to see some really good mapping and modeling, some really good information, Odd Stops is our dude. And I'm even going to give a like, and I will contact and see if, and look, I built this model using the original blueprints, photographs, and information for people familiar with the inside of the home. Fantastic. So I'm going to reach out to Odd Stops before I play the video. Maybe see if they'll come on and talk to us. Could also be a lady running it, but I think it's a dude. Didn't he just say, I don't want to play his video without asking him. I really respect the fuck out of this dude. And I'm just like thrilled that this is up. What great OSINT, what great information. Doesn't seem exploitative. Fantastic journalism. Okay. This is the last thing. And I'm going to watch the shit out of this and then we'll talk about it. But I do want to reach out to him first. Okay. Thank you guys for subbing. This fucking rules. He's going to love this. Or they. I don't know how many people run it. It's like anonymous to me. Like who runs all this shit? If it's one dude, holy fuck, props to him. Seriously, props. If it's one lady, fuck, props to her. What a sick website. I'm obsessed with Odd Stops. Always been. It's very accurate. I've even fact checked it sometimes because I'm like, this can't be. Always is. Okay. The last thing we're going to watch before we get into Garth stuff, because the goal was to do 1 hour and then get into Garth. Okay. Tropicana Hotel. I told you kids we'd watch it. Totally forgot about it. We're going to watch it explode right now. Me and you kids. All right? Give me ones in the chat if you want to watch the explosion. If you missed it last week when I got back from Vegas, I told you guys how the talk around the town was, oh my God, they're blowing up the Tropicana. It was, according to many, the last vestige of old Las Vegas. Everybody told me it was like riddled with asbestos and stuff. I watched some, okay, cool ones. All right, yes, sick. We're going to watch it because I kind of want to see it now. They built it up. There were some fucking funny news articles or news reports about people like, oh my God, I'll never forget when they blew up, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Let me see if I can, let me take it down. Let me see if I can find this one news report. That is so fucking funny. They're just so thrilled. They're like, yes, dude. They're going to fucking blow it up. We love it when they blow shit up. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are incredible. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. But we're going to watch the Tropicana blow up for sure. Let me just go to my history because I watched the shit out of this video. This lady was making me laugh so hard. She was just like, I mean, everybody was just so thrilled. They're like, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest thing to happen in Vegas. Like, people were loving this shit. They're so stoked about bombs, explosions, anything blowing up in Vegas. The people are like, yes, dude. Yes, explosions. It's like me at Monday Night Raw. I kind of felt for them. I was like, okay, I see the appeal. It's almost like so much crazy shit happens in this city. Blowing something up is like, that's like a peak. Oh, that's a little different to them. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up on it. I watched so much hurricane coverage. So much. Here it is. Okay, well, this is one of them. The implosion from every angle. Some guy had his family staked out all around it and got footage from every fucking angle. And he was like, there it goes. It's the greatest thing ever. Like, I kind of like watching the people's reactions to the explosion of this shit. Okay, fuck it. If I can't find it soon, then we're just going to watch the explosion itself. But I really want to show you this lady. Like, she was so stoked. She's like, they're going to blow up the Tropicana. So great. Okay, is this it? Also, Vegas people just fascinate me. Like, literally everywhere I went, it was like, I heard somebody talking about this shit. And they're just like, did you hear? I heard they're going to blow up one building and then the other. And then somebody else is like, I heard they were going to blow it up from the bottom and then go to the top. And then someone else is like, that's not how you blow up a building. And they're just like a building expert. I'm like listening, like, oh my God, these people are really into this shit. Okay, where is it? Where is it? I should have saved. I bet I did save it somewhere. God damn. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We will watch this one couple. They really do have a God. They just have the best fucking time watching it. And it's on the Las Vegas news. Okay, we'll watch this one and then another. I'm sorry. Can you guys not hear me? I'll turn it up. I'm whispering because Hugin sleeps when I'm doing these usually, but also boyfriend. And I don't want to be too loud. All right, we're going to do this. Wait, you got a cat? Lori loves life. He's a terrible emotional support pet. I said that the other day, and Darlene said that her two cats are like, they read her aura and shit. The dog would never do that. Oh my God, Jen, stop trying to convert cat people. Why are you whispering? I already told you. I had a beagle and a bull boxer. I miss my girls. Oh, well, now you have kiddos. All right, ready? We're going to watch these. First, we're going to watch this couple enjoy the explosion like it's their fucking anniversary. Do you hear how loud the garbage trucks are outside? Oh my God. All right, here we go. Look at this fucking couple. They're so stoked. Also, by the way, if you guys didn't know, they had one of the most expensive drone shows or something in history, I believe. And then they decided to scale it back, I guess. And they had and then people were like, don't you fucking scale it back. So people donated drones. Then there was like some millionaire who's like, I'll pay for the drones. It was a whole thing, at least according to the people in the lobby that I talked to. And then I heard there's going to be a fireworks display that's going to go on for X amount of time. It's going to be 10 to 20 minutes. Like, this was set up to be a festive thing. And by the way, our hotel room at Excalibur would have been right here. This is where we were staying. If we would have stayed a little bit longer, we would have been right fucking there, dude. Asbestos in the face close. Fucking sick. You kids fucking see that shit? Tropicana, Las Vegas, and fucking drones. Oh my God. Look at how stoked this kid is. This is what I love, dude. This is what I love. Just like eager fucking people who just want to see an explosion. This is clearly a family. They're like, okay, we're going to gather here. We're going to watch this shit. It's going to be the best. This kid he's like, Dad, Mom, I fucking love you guys so much. Thank you for giving fucking birth to me. Like, they're so stoked about this explosion. Go back to right here. I just want to pause it to ask two things. Number one, did your city, any of you guys, because I saw one person say this for the 4th, did anybody else's city try to replace the fireworks with drones, and did it cause a fucking panic among everyone? Because I remember it was on the Austin News or something that they were going to replace the traditional annual New Year's fucking fireworks and 4th of July fireworks with a drone show because of the amount of fires that were happening in Texas. Like, they were like, look, wildfires are crazy. We can't be doing that. We're going to do fucking drones. And people were like, boo. Like, nobody wanted that. You may as well have handed the city a turd. And I don't know what happened with that because I slept through it. Like, I don't remember if they even did drones. I don't think they did. I think they ended up being like, fuck that and doing fireworks. Pretty positive. But I'm curious, did any of you guys see a drone show instead of a fireworks show? And if you did, was it better or worse? If you had to pick between drone show or fireworks show, which would you pick? Yeah, that's the question. Well, how does drones and fireworks work? Because wouldn't a firework explode a drone? Like, I would be terrified my drone would get fucking blown up or some shit. I'm also terrified of fireworks, but I was like 100% fireworks because to me, drones are like, I mean, it's just not the same thing, you know? But then again, I was thinking pro drone because I don't want to scare the dog, the Hugin, but Hugin loved the fireworks. So I don't know. And by the way, Hugin only saw fireworks once, and when he did, he chased me outside, and then he stood and looked at them in awe, dude. Like in total awe. The one time he saw them, I can't wait for him to see them again. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. So also on the news, there were people walking away from this who were like standing, it looked like, on the overpass walk between New York, and Excalibur, which would have been, I mean, really about visually this. I remember looking out of our hotel room, it kind of looked like this. So probably about where the camera is now. People were walking out of that area looking like, do you remember after 9/11 how people were covered in soot? There were people walking out of this like that who were like, oh, we had the best time. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is that gonna, like, that can't be healthy, right? Also, again, the video I saw of Tropicana looked dope. It looked super pristine, and it was functioning as one of the nicest looking casinos. I heard it was total fucking trash, fucking dirtbag hotel, but it's fucking gorgeous in the video I saw in the past, like from a few months ago, like the last time it was open. And I did see people on Booking and Hotels.com for a while who were pissed off that they showed up and it's going to be blown up. And they're like, what? Where's my fucking room? So I was also shocked to see on their local news that it was an asbestos trap and had mold and all this shit. It's like if they're blowing this shit up and people are inhaling that, I mean, right? That can't. And again, how do you blow up a building without getting all that fucking shit in the air and fucking people up? I don't know. Okay, I know we just watched a 3-minute video on it, but that was like a dramatic one. That's like goofy. Now we're gonna watch the baddest one, and then we'll do Garth. And we are okay. We're gonna start. We're only gonna be 10 minutes late from the planned stopping point before we get into Garth. So we're gonna go 10 minutes. There you go. This is the sickest footage, I think, because they got it from fucking every angle. It's so dope. You see all the lights. You can see the sphere in the background. Vegas took everything from me, but this kind of makes me miss it. I kind of want to go avenge myself. And we were right here. You know when you guys saw us walk to the sphere? So we kept walking way past it, and then we went all the way around, and we ended up right here. Like, that's how fucking far we walked. And by the way, the last day we were in Vegas, Dylan clocked us on the what do you call it? The fucking Jen McCabe device. The thing, I don't know. I use an Android, like the thing that counts your steps or whatever. Fucking, we did 20 miles our last day, and he was in flip-flops just walking all around this shit. This is gorgeous. I think I should avenge myself. Oh, wait, let me show you guys. Fuck. I was just looking at it. You can't see. Only Dad can see. Don't worry, I'll start it back. Here we go. Look at that, dude. Gorgeous explosion. Look at those fireworks. Go to town. Yeah, there was. Yeah, it does, and these people are fucking thrilled. Dude, look at that sick ass drone show. That is pretty cool. I didn't see it spin in the other video. Oh, that's sick. I gotta go back. I wish they'd take this fucking banner off. Hey, thank you so much, YouTube user. You're the best. Love you. Oh, you gave Lori Love's Life membership. Oh, wow. Yo, this is like WrestleMania level. It looks way better on this one. I'm going back again. Sorry, guys. Look at that right there, right before they pop. Oh, shit. Am I turning into a Vegasite? Or a Vegemite? What do I call it? A Vegasy? Am I into Vegas? Look at all these people fucking in this parking lot. This feels like home to me. Just a bunch of hillbillies gathering around to watch something blow up. Bro, Lori done bit in the cold. Lori is the cold dude. Sorry, I'm gonna go back again. Look at that. There's the fuck yeah, dude. WrestleMania, dude. This is their WrestleMania. You know what? I have a theory that Walk Among the Tombstones. I think that's why they did all this shit. All this WrestleMania shit was so that it wasn't sad. God damn, that's crazy. You didn't see all that. The other angle, oh my god. Oh my god, I just realized. I was like, what are they playing in the background? They're playing Luck Be a Lady tonight. Holy shit, they really went all out for this. Holy fuck, dude. Also, you know what's funny about YouTube user? YouTube user is fucking OG, ride or die. Like OG's like as in been here a minute, dude. And I just love that YouTube user still goes by YouTube user. Bally's. So is Bally's like I've only seen like Bally's Total Fitness. That's a casino or what? Right? This is crazy. I'm sorry, I want to go back a little more. This shit is wild, dude. The other video didn't look this cool. Look at that, dude. Those are drones. The big ass ball? Yeah, Auntie Reed. This is Vegas. Shit, I'm gonna go back too. I'm sorry, you kids can hate me. This is insane. This is, dude, for those of you just joining us, we got a little burst of people in here. This is how they blew up the Tropicana in Vegas, dude. I'm not even kidding. Dude, true, but listen, Jen, let me pose something to you, aka Lori. Listen, if you saw a fucking pig with lipstick, you would be fucking blown away. You'd be like, does that pig have fucking lipstick on it? I would laugh so hard. I'd be like, bring me the pig with the lipstick. Let's take a picture. I'd be stoked, dude. If I saw a pig in any makeup, willingly, that wasn't harming it. Maybe even a pig in a wig. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk about Julie Nagel. Let's keep going. For those of you just joining us, this is how they blew up the Tropicana Hotel. Those are fucking drones, dude. Dads love weather. Turns out dads love drone shows. What the fuck? I'm kind of into this. I see the combo drone firework vision, and I'm loving it now. I didn't think I'd feel. Listen, I watched a little bit of this, and I said, let's save it for the kids. I did watch the couple with the hands on their back. I thought that's what we'd be getting with this one, but it looked extended. So I was like, oh, they were there for the earlier fireworks show because it was like a long one before it. That couple got like, I guess the break in it. I don't know, right before the Tropicana popped up. I don't know what happened. It was so much shorter. This is legit fucking insane. It looks so much better at this angle. We were literally right there. This is crazy. It's a notch plane. Dude, Auntie Reed, this was Wednesday, dude. This was like, what's today? Fucking, I don't even know what fucking day it is. It was 2 days ago. And I was there right across, like literally see where this little statue is? I was to the left. Our room was like up here, facing this building. And everybody was like, are you going to stay for the explosion? And I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, they're blowing up the fucking Tropicana. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Every casino conversation with a stranger I had, or just any conversation, walking around at the fucking festival. To the comedians, it was all like, yo, they're gonna blow up the Tropicana. Like, yeah, I saw it the other day. I don't remember what they're doing off the top of my head, but I'll go look it up and show you later because it was pretty sick. Also, we walked by an outdoor mall that they were building that was all LED screens, and that was fucking crazy, dude. You talk about Peppa Pig? Oh, Peppa Pig is a pig with lipstick, right? No. I don't know how much makeup Peppa Pig wears. Yeah, this is in a small space, dude. And people fucking camped up to watch it. They were all of Vegas was thrilled for this shit, and I couldn't figure out why. I get it now, dude. I fucking get it now. Would have loved to have been there, Miss Jessica. It's fucking WrestleMania. By the way, they did a countdown of the explosions. Lori Loves Life in the fucking hotel. We watched it. That was the one I was trying to find you earlier with all the people excited about the explosions. The news did a countdown from every explosion they've had since like the 80s. And literally the top 10 best Vegas casino explosions or hotel explosions. It was wild, dude. They said this is going to be the best of the best. It kind of is. Jesus. All that, they still haven't blown it up yet. Oh my gosh, I did during the hurricane. The Tropicana baseball roof. Wow. Bad week for Tropicanas, dude. Shit, this would have been the same day, right? Late night Wednesday or early morning Friday? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. YouTube user, that's sick. I'm going to start this so I can go look that up later. Yeah, I don't know. I think so. Dylan was saying something like that when we were on the plane. I need to ask him, but I believe so. And also, aren't they? Didn't they get the Raiders also? Isn't that the new stadium? Isn't it like the? Didn't they get the Raiders because they have the big black stadium there? They have that brand new. It looks like a black version of SoFi on the inside. Like what's that black stone that they make rings out of? I don't remember what it's fucking called. Is it onyx maybe? Kind of looks like that. Pretty sick, honestly. Yeah, they spelled out A's, so they're just taking fucking everything from Cali. Okay. Damn. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Miss Parks. Good morning, everybody, baby fish mouth. Listen, we're watching the Tropicana explode. Look how soaked these people are.
Hi.
And here's the thing. Whoa. Here's the thing about this also is that in the whole time I was in Vegas, I did not want to see this street or this one empty. It was constant traffic. I think what impresses me the most about this video is that they were able to get the streets empty. Now, look, I'm not going to play the whole thing again, but I do feel like since a few people got here, we should play this cool part. It's about 30 seconds long, and then we'll go. Yeah, only literally, I was in shock at the amount of people who were pissed off they weren't selling tickets. They're like, at least with tickets, we're guaranteed seats. I'm like, what the fuck? People leaving with soot all over their face, just covered in fucking dirt. Just like, that was the best fucking shit I've ever seen. I didn't understand it. And then I watched it with the kids just now from the best angle. And we'll just show the coolest 30 seconds. Check this out. Shit. Totally unreasonable, totally unnecessary, but holy shit. With Frank Sinatra playing in the back, I cannot get over how WrestleMania looking this is. Yeah, we saw flamingo. We saw so many flamingos at the Flamingo. It was so sick. We're about to. We are about to. Amazing. Here, coming up. This is crazy. Okay. Okay, that's enough. What is with me in this fireworks show? I didn't think I'd love it. Turns out I love it. That was crazy, dude. I guess we now know why the people of Vegas were so excited about this. So, yeah, we've gone over a lot. We have gone 25 minutes past my allotted time that I wanted to start Garth, but you know what? It was worth it. We got to see whatever the fuck that was. We learned about jugging today. Look out for it. Look around at the bank. If you see someone suddenly leave when they've been in line, right when you leave with a bunch of money, just go back in the bank. Just go back in, wait a minute, or make a call and be like, "Hi, cops. Someone got it following me. Weird." Like, I wouldn't do it just because you leave at the same time as someone else, but like, keep it. If somebody's watching you or they're waiting for you in the parking lot to leave after you've decided to go back in, now you know. Just be aware of what jugging is. Be aware of the Kia boys. Look out for the Kia boys. Make sure your kids aren't a Kia boy. All right. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about the new TikTok challenge. Kids just kicking in strangers' doors. Rude as fuck. If your kid's going to do some shit like that, ground the fuck out of them. We need to bring back Scared Straight. We really do. You don't eat them? Eat what? Oh, no. Your mom went on a girls' road trip in 59 from Vegas to Florida. She asked Charlton Heston to light her ciggy. She wanted to see if he was taller than she was because she had the hots for him. Uh-oh. Oh, Mom and Mr. Heston. Nice. Asbestos tickets. Exactly. It's so gross, Miss Pox. They said straight up, like, there's asbestos and mold in there. First of all, it did look really fancy. Said this before in videos that YouTubers have posted recently. The most recent, the guy who was the last person to stay in Tropicana made a video. I'll try to find it and put it below if I remember. Someone keep me accountable. Remind me. It's really good. It made me go, why did they even close this thing? So when I was around town, people were saying asbestos and mold. I heard it on the news. So why the fuck are people covered in that shit and thrilled? Like, it just seems like a bad idea. Swamp ass. That's waiter's ass is what we call that. Great story, Miss. We didn't eat the dimmicks, you fucking bird. We didn't eat the dicks, you fucking bird. What are you trying to say? Was he taller and did she score? This is a good question for me, Abito. Dad, you have the best hair. Like, enough hair for 6 people. I appreciate that. I think it's thinning. I'm very scared that it's going to come out. I need to get it cut. It looks bad at the end, but I appreciate it. It's getting pretty long. My mom one time cried because I said I was going to cut it, probably like 15 years ago. And I don't remember what the bet was. It might have even been Monopoly, but like, basically I promised her I'd never cut it short again. So I've just been growing it out. Like, let's fucking have fun with it, dude. Ducks. The ducks. Oh, you didn't eat the ducks. Okay. Thought you said dimmicks, and then I thought you were trying to say dicks, but ducks makes sense. Oh yeah, because they had the ducks in the hotel. Cool. Okay. When you find asbestos in your house, they come tent it and charge you thousands. Well, here they turn it into a fucking Vegas show. It's a shell of a building. I'm a shell of a human. YouTube user loves all of this. Okay. We're going to talk Garth. I'm going to pull this up on screen so that you can read along. We are going. It's okay if you fall asleep. Jen's missing tooth. You should have gone to bed already, you silly little bitch. I love you to death. Go to bed. It's okay. It's okay if you need to sleep. Okay. If you need to sleep, it's fine. Also, the big thing everyone's saying is the trop is dropped, and I love that. Very funny. Very, very funny. Let me close out some of this shit. Do we need to see Northport? Do we? Because I'll fucking show it. Hold on. Do we? Yeah, the asbestos, dude. It's disgusting. Keep it trimmed up and healthy. That's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I need to trim it. I really do. I need to get like something going on here. Screen sharing was I know, StreamYard. It was before she married my dad. He was slightly taller, and while she was not drop dead gorgeous, or while she was drop dead gorgeous, she did not score, or at least she never told me if she did or not. Oh, she totally scored, baby fish mouth. I forgot about the asbestos. Yes. Good morning, Jakesy. There's a hotel in Memphis that has ducks too. They have a parade every day to the fountain. They ride the elevator down from the rooftop. The ducks? What? Starring that for later. Hubby's up. I'm officially lurking. Have a great day, everyone. It's the weekend. Thank you, Lori Loves Life. I love you. That's like a federal disaster, isn't it? Asbestos and the building explodes. Yeah, but that's what Vegas is all about, right? Take something shitty, disgusting, or someone shitty and disgusting, possibly feral. No offense, kids. And fucking glitz them out, right? Exploit them, exploit it, make it shiny, make it bright, put some music to it. It's Vegas. Add some fucking explosives. Make a thing of it. It's all about, like what Lori said, put some lipstick on that pig. I want to see a pig in lipstick. Boom, Vegas. All right, so we are going to, I want to see the ducks too. What hotel is this? What Memphis hotel is this? We will literally never talk about Garth again, and we will just focus on ducks if we have to. I'm just kidding. The trop drop gets everyone big paydays now, true. Drop those drops. Gotta drop them. She's with her aunt and her best friend forever. They were also gorgeous. If I could go back in time, I'd want to be on that road trip. Ooh, shit. And this wasn't Banger Sisters. This was like, they were like younger. Damn. We used to have a name for that. I'm not going to say. It's actually so offensive that I won't say it on YouTube. Hey, everybody, I'm horrifically late. Good seeing you guys. The Shock and Horror. The Shack and Horror. Okay. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can follow along. We're going to leave off where we stopped last time. And if you'd like to follow along, I'm going to put, oh shit, the Peabody in Memphis. Oh, fuck. Okay, start it. Don't worry, I started. We'll watch it later. If we have to do a part 4 because we can't get all the way through this because we get distracted by ducks, so be it. But we do need to do a little bit. Now, I am going to also be editing out the beginnings, not like permanently. I'm going to take all my Garth videos and I'm just going to make a whole new video with just the Garth content squeezed together, like I've been doing with the others, so that anybody who's maybe like not into the cult or they want to cut to the chase or get to the point and they don't know the point keeps moving, they're fucking, forgive them for they have no idea what they have done. But I want them to be able to have that. Nobody should have to sit through my bullshit this long. So I'm going to be making a separate video. It's going to pop up in the coming days. It's going to fucking pull up, blah, blah, like Beyonce in the middle of the night. All right. I'm going to drop it. It's going to be under the videos portion. I am going to be organizing my channel soon. Good fucking luck, bitch. So that it is more, not malleable. What's the fucking word? Navigable. Navigatable. It's navigable. I've done this before. Deja vu. Anyway, it's gonna fucking look good as shit. And it's gonna be dope as fuck. It's gonna be easy to follow. I haven't figured out how yet. I'm feng shuiing. Okay. Dad's doing an old feng shui. Give me a little time. You're gonna see some changes. You're gonna start noticing that Dad has a mustache. No, I'm just kidding. I'm working on the background of my videos. I know you guys like my general background. You like the chaoticness. Some of you like the tchotchkes. But I'm trying to get my face not so furry. I'm trying to get my camera angles better. I'm trying to make it just better looking and not so, well, what I just said it was. I know it's fun, but I have a vision. I think you guys will like it. I'm going to be moving some shit around in my office. Okay? You might see some weird attempts to figure out the background, but Dad thinks it can be better. Okay? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're only here for my BS. This is exciting. This is exciting. Old ass ducks walk. Uh-oh. You're scared of me? Oh no. Some of the ducks have walkers and scooters. I am going to shit my fucking pants with diarrhea if you're serious. Are you fucking serious? They have walkers and scooters. Oh my God. Okay. I will. Aussie Mel, you're fucking grounded. Grounded. Ducks mixing with humans aren't really a great idea unless a vet is treating them regularly. Ducks mixing with humans? You mean like Howard the Duck? Oh, you don't mean mating. I understand now. I'm so sorry. Ducks on scooters. Did Betty White do that for them? What? No, scared of Beyonce. Oh, we all are. Okay. Joking OB about the scooters, but that would be so cool. God damn it, you pranked your fucking dad again. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Dad's going to black out and read some of this to you, and I might comment in between, but I'm going to try to keep my comments, reserved and whatever. But sorry, I had to cough. If you guys have any questions, put them in here, and I will go back and I will read them. And we're going to get to a good stopping point because this is a lot to swallow. It is a bit disturbing. We might skip some parts and just summarize them because you'll get the idea. There's some repetition in here. But please just know this is a trigger warning for anybody who, knows their limits. This is a doozy. It's very much on par with Vince McMahon and P. Diddy shit. So if you can't handle that, if you can't hang, totally fine. It's fine. Also, Stanky Dogleg, fucking love your name. Hilarious. If you guys back up to the beginning, I'm sorry I have a coughing fit. I'll explain. It was some chicken soda. Dad was trying to get it out of his throat. He chugged his coffee. There was foam. It made him choke. I'm sorry. Totally thought ducks and humans were procreating for a second. Me too. I got very scared. What's the meaning of 11? I don't know. Yeah, I went to Howard the Duck. I went immediately there because what the fuck was that? Anyway. Trigger warning. We are on page. Let me get here. Give me 1 second. I believe it was, I think we stopped here at 6, right? Yes, we did the jewelry store thing, right? Yes, we did. We talked about his jewelry store analogy. He equivocated their situation, him and the makeup artist, to committing a B&E. Fair enough. I'm going to ask my magic 8-ball to see if you're pregnant. It was right about the sex of my friend's bubs. I asked twice. First of all, your magic 8-ball isn't going to get rid of the cysts all over my ovaries. So good fucking luck. And if it does, you're double grounded. I'll be so pissed. I don't need to be inoculated with a 5G human or any human. Dad's happy pissing and shitting. I don't want a baby coming out of me. I don't need a third thing coming out of me, okay? You kids better pray to Christ there's no baby. Yeah, goddamn right it said no. It said there's too much dust in that daggum barn. to make a baby. Michelle, thank you for being a new member. You finally got your new debit card. Congratulations. Don't use it at the gas pump or they're going to fucking withhold. No one likes a withholder. Always an auntie. Always. Aunties for life. Ozzy, you're going to give Dad a heart attack. Okay. We are on. Shit, I think we are here. So we're probably going to do a couple of pages and then we'll finish it off later and do a part 4. We've gotten through the weird part. I know. That makes me frightened of you. Okay, so this is the part where, okay. Let's just do this. We'll start at 20. We're on page 6. I'm going to copy paste this into the chat so that if you'd like to follow along, you can. I did make a list of some things that I think are notable in this complaint. One of them that is out of this complaint, though, I just want to mention because you guys know they did the absent. I started looking into this young lady because they make it very clear who she is. In fact, Garth recently outed her. What a prick. I can confirm that there are things in here that definitely line up with who she is based on social media and OSINT info that's out there. Okay. Some of those things are things like, yes, she's a tiny woman. She's under 5 foot tall. Okay. A couple of other things. She's definitely his makeup artist and Trisha's, and they had a very close relationship, and you can see that in her social media history. She also seems, in my opinion, like a fairly well-balanced woman. She is not, from all accounts, visibly in her behavior on social media, someone who tends to be, going off, if you will. She doesn't put people on blast. She doesn't seem, in my opinion, unhinged or mentally unstable. She honestly seems like a very kind lady. After looking over all of her stuff, like, I don't see a single embarrassing thing that she's ever posted or anything that would make me think there were red flags in her personality. She seems pretty well loved. She posts a lot of like, I'm so grateful. I love you. I love this. Just a very like love-centered lady. She posts a lot of memes about like, being strong and surviving things and being kind to people. But she also seems like very, very talented. She has a vlog, or not a vlog, a blog of art. She's got different mediums she works through. She is a florist and very, very good at it. She posts some really fucking cool, like photography, but also artwork. She sells a lot of really cool, like old, antique things and relics. It seems like maybe she happened upon an estate sale, or maybe perhaps she had like a parent or a grandparent pass away, and it looks like she was maybe put in charge of getting rid of some of this stuff on consignment. I'm not too sure. She also seems like the type of person who collects costumes and relics and things like that. And she's the type of lady I could see running a successful Etsy, or perhaps like, just being into maybe even a combination of like, I don't know, country music, like glitter hat mom, but also kind of into chakras. She seems pretty cool, pretty nice. I don't know anything about her, but everything I was looking into her with, I was looking more of for things that were red flags. Like there was a lady who sued Vince McMahon and The Rock and Kurt Angle and billionaires and wrestlers and people who own companies and random TV celebrities, and she sued over 2,000 people, saying that they tried to sex traffic her and kidnap her and do all these things to her. But she had a history of clogging up the court system and mental illness, and you could see on her social media everything's fucking unhinged. And you tend to see this a lot with people who do things like extortion, when it's publicly out there who they are, their identity. You can go back and look at some of the things that they post. Even Anna Delvey had trails, signs, if you will, of, extorting or taking advantage of people. So I was kind of looking for little traces of that. I'd love to go into depth on exactly what that is, but we're going to wait and we'll do that at the very end when we're done reading everything. I just want to say, from all accounts, she seems fairly normal, nice lady, around his age, very petite, very little. Also didn't see a single cuss word on her page, for what that's worth. Like, just seemed like a nice lady. Simultaneously, I met a lot of people in life who seemed the same way, and then they ended up being totally fucking wackadoo. So when it comes to her, I'm still going to reserve judgment till we finish reading this. But I don't know. I could really go 50-50 on this one. At this point, I'm going to wait. Let's just see what happens. But let's continue with the saga. So again, this is Brooks' accuser, otherwise known as Jane Roe, and this is her complaint for damages and demand for a jury trial in the state of California, where one of the alleged assaults by Brooks against her, allegedly, took place. Number 20. Brooks told her in 2020, I work with the best and I don't want to do something stupid that breaks this team up. So I will do whatever I need to do or whatever I don't need to do. But I just want to keep working with you. But if you feel weird working with me, it's fine. We don't have to work together. Keep in mind, everything that you see in quotes or in bold, they have a record of. Okay? Also, Brooks is saying that this woman took advantage of him and that their relationship was innocent and there was no affair. There was nothing whatsoever. Yet up here, we have some pretty interesting texts, and that's not even the worst of it. In response, Miss Rose said, I've never ever found myself in a situation like this, a situation that is, I just don't know what I'm going to be able to look up from. And I'm a little frightened of you. I really am. Brooks said, sweet baby, I am so sorry. I can't imagine. That makes me frightened of you. This, I think, in my opinion, they made bold because she's saying that you frighten me. You scare the shit out of me. And I don't know if I can keep doing this. As in working for him if she found herself in an uncomfortable or bad situation. Brooks said to her, that makes me frightened of you. As in, you being frightened makes me frightened of you. What does that statement mean? To me, it sounds like he's now scared knowing that she has a fear of him. This is after the alleged act occurred, and it's also after this fantastic speech he gave her via text message. No, I would never be upset with you. Look at it this way, okay? Look at it, the best way I can explain it is, me and you broke into a jewelry store, and the second we broke the door, we looked at each other and said, this isn't right. But we already had broken the door. And so I think me and you get out and run and just hope that nobody ever finds out and just love one another and be friends. Is that fair? I mean, it's weird. It's weird to say that, but then to deny any affair at all, right? I mean, am I wrong? If he would have just admitted they had a weird moment, fine. But he's playing Mr. fucking clean, and Trish is standing right by him. Let's keep going. In this phone conversation, so this is a phone conversation. Keep in mind, she did record stuff. So this could be a recording. In this phone conversation, Miss Rowe explains that it would be difficult to work with Brooks again, to which Brooks said, I'm asking you to work together forever, and you have a place here as long as you want it. I'm lucky to have you. I don't want this to go anywhere, and I don't want something that happened in the moment to screw the whole 20 years I've known you. In addition to phone calls, there were multiple text exchanges between Brooks and Miss Rowe, but while Miss Rowe was at the studio with Brooks to style his hair in 2020, Brooks surreptitiously took her phone and deleted most of the text messages that he had sent to her containing explicit sexual content. This shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure that they can get experts, for example, from Cellbrite, to get the wall-in data and recover those. Eventually, Ms. Rowe was unable to continue working for Brooks, and she sought legal counsel about what had happened. In addition, in about May 2021, Ms. Rowe moved to Mississippi. When Ms. Rowe's counsel contacted Brooks and disclosed the fact that Ms. Rowe was prepared to file a complaint in California to hold him accountable for his sexual assaults, and even shared a copy of the drafted California complaint with Brooks, he used the fact that Ms. Rowe had dared to speak about the harm he forced on her as an opportunity to inflict even more harm and pain on Ms. Rowe. Specifically, while pretending to be in discussions with Ms. Rowe to resolve her legal claims against him, on September 13th, 2024, Brooks filed a preemptive abuse complaint against Ms. Rowe under the Declaratory Judgment Act in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Mississippi, which, by the way, is where she lives, but not him. He lives in Tennessee. That was a choice. Hereinafter, the abusive Mississippi action is what her lawyers call it. Also a bit dramatic, in my opinion. Incredibly, in the abusive Mississippi action, Brooks labeled himself the victim and claimed that Miss Rowe was a lying extortionist who intended on destroying his professional reputation. Brooks alleged that she threatened to file her complaint in California, underlined, only because Brooks refused to give her a raise and pay for health insurance. This part I'm honestly not mad at. If I worked for someone for that long and they did that to me and I was in a financial situation and I felt intimidated and I just wanted some fucking health insurance, I don't know. Give me one moment. I need water. Sorry, I need water. And yes, I can make it bigger. Whoops, made it smaller. My bad. Okay. Is that better? Excellent. Okay. The abusive Mississippi action by Brooks is a blatant attempt to further control and bully his sexual assault victim by utilizing his multimillionaire resources to game the legal system. As part of the lawsuit he filed against Miss Rowe in desperation, Brooks simultaneously filed a motion to proceed under the pseudonym John Doe. The basis, as described by Brooks, was because he had a well-earned reputation as a decent and caring person, in quotes. And therefore, if the sexual assault allegations are disclosed, he says it would create unavoidable damage to his family. Brooks is desperate to prevent his millions of fans from learning about the horrific things he has said and done to a junior female employee who did nothing to deserve such treatment. I find this weird because it insinuates almost that like she's younger, but I get what they're saying. They're saying that she's basically like a makeup artist, so she's not considered like a part of his personal close staff, like a personal assistant or something. But touche. But our legal system is not in place to allow wealthy wrongdoers the ability to run workarounds on sexual assault victims who attempt to hold perpetrators accountable. Yet this is precisely what Brooks is trying to do in the abusive Mississippi action. This is kind of childish that they did that, but whatever. As set forth below, Ms. Rowe commences this action pursuant to California's Sexual Abuse Cover-Up Accountability Act, which I showed you guys, because her claims are based on conduct that occurred on or after January 1st, 2009 and commenced after January 1st, 2019, which is part of what the act covers. Ms. Rowe seeks all appropriate relief to address Brooks' egregious and unlawful actions in violation of common law torts for assault and battery, and in violation of California state statutes for sexual battery, the Bain Act, etc., and gender violence. Okay, moving on. Parties, okay? Plaintiff Jane Rowe is an adult citizen and resides in the state of Mississippi. Defendant Garth Brooks is an adult citizen and resides in the state of Tennessee. The court has jurisdiction over this action pursuant to California Code of Civil Procedure. Jane Rowe seeks damage under the statutory and common law of the state of California. Venue is proper is this court I think they spelled that wrong. I think they meant venue is proper in this court pursuant to California Code of Civil Procedure because A, acts and transactions described herein occurred within this county. Okay. Facts common to all causes of action. Background, Garth Brooks. At age 62, Brooks is a 2-time Grammy winner. Okay, look, we're going to skip all this. This is just all this is all the cool shit Garth Brooks has done. That look, he knows the katas. You know what I mean? We don't need to read all this shit. Let's go down to here. Okay, it talks about how much his wife loves him. He's such a fucking good guy. I think Habitat for Humanity fits him perfectly because it gives him a chance to do all things that he is just so good at naturally. Okay, she's the doting wife. We get it. Brooks, through his foundation, built a playroom in the UCLA and tells children. Okay. Wow, wait. He helped to build more than 15 children life zones in hospitals across the country. God damn. Interesting. I knew that he's done a lot, but that's a lot. He's like John Cena, basically, huh? He does all the Make-A-Wish. Helping children and building houses are not the only charities Brooks has dedicated resources to. He also helps support cancer research, has held concerts to fundraise for public television stations such as Austin PBS. Oh shit, don't you Tennessee my Austin. And even made a surprise appearance at the Nashville Unlimited Christmas. Okay, we get it. He's great. You know what's interesting about this? They are building him up to be a model fucking citizen. And at first I couldn't figure out why, because I did graze through it like a fucking cow masticating on chum. But I couldn't really figure. I mean, I guess I was like, okay, they're building him up just to knock him down. But then I realized, pointing out how fucking squeaky clean his image is really does show incentive for him to want to hide this sort of thing. So I think that's probably, obviously, why they did that. I just don't know if it was the best move. It's kind of reminds me when everybody was trying to make Karen Reed sound like a bitch, and then they're like, she bought everyone dinner. It's like, oh, what a horrible person. Okay, anyway, moving on. It goes on and on to say that he performed at the Vatican. He fucking knows Joe Biden. He devotes countless hours and resources to the public outside of himself. He wants his fans to believe that this is why we went through all this. He wants his fans to believe that this charitable person is who he is on stage and off. I think statements like this, okay, if you're giving an opening statement or even a closing statement, totally appropriate. I feel like in a complaint, this is a little too presumptive, in my opinion. And also, I don't know. He did it too. Both of them do this. It's very dramatic. It's very theater kid of them both, these lawyers. What the fuck? As these allegations demonstrate, there is nothing loving, safe, or charitable about what Brooks subjected Miss Rowe. They should have put 2. Why are there so many errors? Not just, they're just missing entire words. Okay, let's go to background. Miss Rowe, give me one more second. I'm going to take another swig. Kids, talk about your thoughts. What do you think so far? Also, I was thinking of putting a little background music to this. I don't know. Let's try it for shits and gigs and see how it sounds. Give me one sec, kids. Let me put a little soothing Hugin in the background of this. I need an allergy med, and we'll make it real low. Let's find a good one. I feel like that's not too bad. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. Can you guys hear that? All right. Here we go. Background on Miss Rowe, part 2. Miss Rowe is a professional makeup artist and hairstylist who has worked in the music industry for more than 30 years. And by the way, I did make a note of this. I genuinely think after going through, let's just say the OSINT, her socials, I think Jane Rowe, I'm not even fucking with you, may have worked with more country artists and stars than Garth. Like, it's pretty wild. She's done a shitload of work in the industry. I'm very curious to see if other country music stars or celebrities of the past, present, who know her are willing to maybe come to her aid or vouch for her. Interesting stuff, though. Her work garnered her a loyal list of clients, many whom are household names. Like I told you guys, there was Loretta Lynn. She's worked with not Patty Lovelet, Pam Tillis, Martina McBride. Through her hard work, skill, and dedication, Miss Rowe has performed the hairstyling and makeup for celebrities appearing in countless publications such as Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, and Style, Esquire, and Nash Magazine. Additionally, she has received numerous credits in advertising campaigns involving top celebrities and brands, and for her work in television, commercials, and film. Throughout her career, Miss Rowe has collaborated with many of the top professional photographers in the world. Unfortunately, in late 2018, the pressure on Miss Rowe to provide financial support for her family increased, and she needed to take on as much work as she could handle. Miss Rowe shared her financial challenges with Brooks and his wife. All right. And I think that this, I'm not going to say why, but I think that this had to do with an ill family member who was older. And the timing does add up. So it does seem that she was in an interesting position if that is what was going on. And indeed, going through a hardship. 3, Brooks preys on Miss Rowe's hardship. As part of her work for Miss Brooks, Miss Rowe traveled to stadiums for concerts, such as to Notre Dame, as part of his tour in October 2018, to the studios for filming commercials and interviews, such as in December 2018 to New York City for the CBS Morning Show. She often worked for him at the home he shared with his wife, which is Trisha Yearwood. Brooks intentionally fondled, grabbed, and kissed his wife in close physical proximity to Miss Rowe in a way that made Miss Rowe feel extremely uncomfortable. She does allege that Trisha on occasion knew that, as we read, I believe previously, that there was just times that Trisha Yearwood was either in the room or spoke to Garth about something that made her uncomfortable, and Garth would reveal this to her. In addition, Brooks would tell Miss Rowe that he thought it was hot to see his wife be with another woman sexually, and implied that she could be the other woman. And keep in mind, Trisha has been one of her best friends for 25 years and her makeup artist. Miss Rowe had worked for Miss Yearwood since 1999 and worried that Miss Yearwood would hear things he was saying to Miss Rowe and be upset with her, even though, of course, such behavior was initiated by Brooks. So basically, as you can see, Trisha and Garth would do things in front of her that made her uncomfortable. Garth would text her this creepy shit, and she's like, oh fuck, you know, I really don't want her to think I'm into this. For example, Brooks openly talked about sexual subjects in front of Miss Rowe, including cunnilingus. Brooks regularly changed his clothing in front of Miss Rowe and often purposefully exposed his genitals and buttocks to Miss Rowe, knowing that she would respond with a look of horror and disgust, shock and horror. In 2019, when she was at Brooks' home to do his hair and makeup, Miss Rowe set up her supplies in his bathroom as usual, but while she was setting up, Brooks started taking a shower in front of her and then came out naked with an erection, pointing directly at Miss Rowe. Oh, Jesus. In shock, before she knew what to do, he grabbed her hands and forced them onto his erect penis. Disgustingly, Brooks said he wanted her to go down on him. He said he had fantasies of her going down on him with her glasses on and him ejaculating all over her face. Oh. After this event, Brooks continued to repeat this particular sexual fantasy to Miss Rowe, as well as other fantasies he had about her. Brooks sent Miss Rowe sexually explicit text messages and pressured her to engage in sexting with him. On too many occasions to list, Brooks would lasciviously stare at Miss Rowe's breasts and pressure Miss Rowe to open her shirt to allow him to physically touch her breast for the purpose of his arousal, after which he would then masturbate. Regarding this arousal conduct, Brooks said he would take care of himself, meaning masturbate until orgasm, and also told Miss Rowe he could not let her watch because when I come, it's gallons. Keep in mind, they have evidence of everything in quotes here and after, as stated many pages ago. They have audio, video, and text messages. She didn't just leave the bathroom because she's 5 foot tall, and as she explained, he grabbed her by the wrists and forced her. So he is over 6 feet and 300 pounds. At least at this time he was quite overweight. So yeah, it's pretty spooky dooky. Also, when I come, it's gallon sounds crazy. But look, I'm sure many of you, at least some of you, have worked with celebrities in the past. I'm sure some of you might have experienced the eccentricity of celebrities. I know I have. This doesn't really surprise me at all. With some people, I can see how some people might go, oh, no way. Garth wouldn't say that. Need I remind you, Vince McMahon, also, they had text messages for that. Evidence of him saying this. Said some pretty fucked up stuff. He straight up said, I want to watch someone take a shit in your hair. Like, allegedly, supposedly. Anyway, this is fucking wild, but the fact that it is bold and in quotes makes me a bit concerned for Garth, right? Seems like this type of wild shit, if there is evidence of it, will be a pretty strong indication that this guy's got some issues, in my opinion. Should it all be well documented. Other sexually explicit remarks by Brooks include telling Miss Rowe that he had fucked multiple women in every corner of the hotel room. White, black, brown, or whatever. Oh, he also did a whatever. Okay, great. And also said that he had done so on every surface of the hotel room. Can we find out which one so I don't go there? I won't. He's too rich. Sexual assaults in California. On April 30th to May 1st, 2019, Miss Rowe traveled to San Francisco with Brooks to do his makeup and hairstyling for an event. On May 11th, 2019, Brooks asked her to work in Los Angeles for a tribute show for Sam Moore. I did look this up. This is all accurate. They also aired the tribute show in October of that same year. I checked it all out. She was definitely there, and he was there. Also, I believe Trisha was, or at least ended up there. They left in the early morning hours from Nashville and arrived in LA and went directly to the hotel. They were the only 2 passengers on his private jet. This is important. You will often see situations, and I did double check on this, where Garth is flying with 1 or 2 different people and he's meeting up with his wife somewhere. When he does his Vegas show, he'll be staying in Vegas sometimes, but he's still out doing other shit. It's very interesting to see how much flying goes on. Anyway, they were the only 2 passengers on his private jet, which was unusual. And by the way, them being the only 2 was unusual. He has a crew of about 4 to 6 people that you see in the same pictures over and over, including with her. And a lot of them were people who were cameramen and women for his Studio G. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, ended because it was fucking weird. Once in the LA hotel, Miss Rowe was shocked to learn that he had booked only 1 hotel room. She did not have a separate room. When she dared to ask if she could have a separate room, Brooks said no. Keep in mind, multi-millionaire. Brooks wanted her isolated and alone because he knew exactly what he was going to do to her. See, this is the stuff where I'm like, you're being a theater kid. Like, you don't have to tell us this. Save this for opening and closing statements. No other employees were on this trip for the same reason. Brooks planned his attack well in advance. I mean, this part's important. This could show, yes, preemptive planning. Suddenly, to her horror, Brooks was standing in the doorway to the bedroom without any clothes on. Brooks' fantasy about sexually violating Miss Rowe while she had her glasses on was about to happen. Brooks grabbed her hand and pulled her into the other room and onto the bed. Now, this is a whole separate incident. Miss Rowe, less than 5 feet and about 100 pounds, was no physical match for Garth, who is 6 feet, weighs almost 300 pounds, and regularly lifts weights. Brooks' rape of Miss Rowe was painful and traumatic. Trigger warning, everyone. This is about to get fucked up. More fucked up. Excuse me. Having no regard for her well-being and intent on his own sexual gratification at the expense of Miss Rowe's physical, mental, and emotional trauma, at some point during the nightmare, Brooks even held her small body upside down by her feet and penetrated her. She was helpless to move from his grip and terrified at what was happening to her. While he held her upside down, dangling by her ankles, all the blood rushed to her head, causing her to be dizzy and sick. Brooks said perverted things to Miss Rowe about his sexual prowess. Brooks also repeatedly slammed his penis into her vagina, causing Miss Rowe's back to hit his body over and over with such force she felt as though he was breaking her in two. Brooks insisted that Miss Rowe wear her eyeglasses while he carried out his sexual assault fantasy, demonstrating that he had thought about doing this far in advance of the May 11th, 2019 trip to Los Angeles. Knowing exactly what he was doing and the pain he was forcing her to endure against her will, at one point Brooks even said to Miss Rowe that he knew he was hurting her. Disgustingly, this only caused him to drop her from the upside down position and forced her over to a small love seat where, after placing her face down, Brooks engaged in other acts too graphic to include in the complaint. She was terrified. With cold disregard for Miss Rowe, when Brooks was finished, it was business as usual for Mr. Brooks, and Miss Rowe worked quickly to style his hair and do his makeup for the event. Miss Rowe was physically ill and already in pain by the time they flew back to Nashville. In fact, a migraine had already started. In the weeks after this horrific violence, Miss Rowe experienced debilitating pain in her neck and lower back, which she sought medical treatment for. In addition, she had to seek treatment from her OBGYN for damage Brooke caused during the LA rape. Sadly, during the summer of 2019, the trauma from Brooks's rape became so unbearable for Miss Rowe that she planned to commit suicide. She felt hopeless and did not see how she would move past what happened. Fortunately, she did not act on her thoughts and managed to continue to keep showing up and earning money to support her family. She knew that she could not say anything to Brooks or anyone who worked for him about what he had done. This is why when Brooks asked her to work with him at another job in Los Angeles, she agreed to go. She still agreed to go. On October 28th, 2019, Brooks had Miss Rowe travel with him back to California for 5 days of work. On this trip back to Los Angeles for 5 days, Miss Rowe was terrified to be in a hotel room with him again and worried he would force himself on her. Fortunately, other employees were on the trip and in close proximity within the hotel. However, this did not stop Brooks from repeatedly squeezing, touching, and groping her breasts anytime he could. Brooks even made Miss Rowe open up her shirt and expose her breasts to him for this purpose of his own sexual gratification. Her fears that he would subject her to unwanted sex were justified, as one morning when Miss Rowe went to Brooks' room to do his hair and makeup, he was on the bed, face down, wearing loose shorts and holding his crotch. The way he looked at her, Miss Rowe understood he was making it clear that he wanted to do the same things he did on May 11th. This part I don't understand. I don't understand, like, literally. I'm not saying like I can't comprehend her response or it's not about that. If he's face down on a bed and holding his crotch, like, how is he was on the bed face down, but he looked at her? If your face is down on the bed, how is she seeing his face? That part I don't get. I'm not calling bullshit on anyone's story. It's just weird. That part makes no sense. She narrowly escaped another sex assault because he was running late and other people were waiting to pick him up. Brooks did not hide that he was angry and upset with Miss Rowe for not allowing him to sexually violate her. After the sexual assault and rape in Los Angeles, Brooks increased the frequency of saying his sexual fantasies about her aloud, along with his physical gropings of her breasts against her will. Disgustingly, again, a misspelling? Oh, Jesus. This pisses me off. He often all of it, but also the misspelling. Like, they should take this shit more seriously if they're going to be working for their client. Like, seriously, like, they need to fucking fix this. He often forced her to do this while she was styling his hair and doing his makeup. At times, Brooks implied the groping would continue despite Miss Rowe insisting this was unwanted. For example, one time when he said while groping her, "Next time we mess around," and Miss Rowe clearly said no, he became visibly angry at Miss Rowe and left. Miss Rowe, needing the financial support from her work for Brooks, was petrified that her refusals would cause him to fire her. Brooks increased the frequency of his sexual charge conversations with Miss Rowe, and this included his repeated remarks about having a threesome with his wife, in which he implied that Miss Rowe would be the third person, which Brooks' wife overheard on at least one occasion, Miss Rowe believes. On or about May 2020, Brooks, while repeating to his manager Randy and Miss Yearwood directly in front of Miss Rowe, talked about inventing a shampoo bottle that would double as a dildo. This is also so similar to the Vince thing. Remember, he invented a dildo that he named after the wrestlers. Wow. When Miss Rowe became uncomfortable and would not join in the conversation, Brooks became upset and slammed both of his fists onto the kitchen countertop so forcefully that items were tossed around, and he leaned in towards Miss Rowe and spoke in a threatening manner to her. This is almost an exact description of a situation between Kim Porter and Puff Daddy, and a situation between P. Diddy and Cassie. Same shit. The Kim Porter one, I believe Usher was there for that, and he did slam his fist down, and there was someone else, like a restaurant owner or some executive, who witnessed it. Very fascinating how these behaviors are so similar to other incidences involving celebrities and sex assault accusations. Following this incident, and again, she alleged battery, and that was not addressed in Garth's complaint. I find that very strange. Following this incident, she was so upset that Miss Rose sent a text to Brooks. "I have thought a lot about the conversation of last Monday. I can't work in an environment where explicit sexual comments are made about shampoo bottles doubling as dildos. I mean you no harm, and if you truly value my work, I'm happy to show up tomorrow and or whenever you may need my services." After sending the text, she wrote him an email with the same content and copied Miss Yearwood in that email. Oh, shit. And I'm sure they have that on file. Additionally, during phone conversations in 2020, Brooks said, inter alia, the following to Miss Rowe. After she told Brooks that she was upset, he told his wife that Miss Rowe had seen his penis. Brooks tried to minimize what was said and said, "Oh, sweetheart. For one, I think I know Trisha pretty well, and she wasn't uncomfortable. And I said you saw my stuff. That was it. We were talking about something and it just came up. Look, I'm worried you're overthinking this." After the sex assault in Los Angeles, Brooks told Miss Rowe about a mysterious text message he received in which a person claimed that Brooks had ruined his life. In a phone conversation about this text, Brooks said he had no idea who had texted him the message and suggested that he thought it was Miss Rowe's husband who had sent the text and tried to get her to reveal her husband's phone number. Brooks told Miss Rowe, "I never want to hurt anybody, so that one," the mysterious text, "it bothered me. It bothered me. I didn't know the number." Brooks' claim about the unknown text in which someone purportedly said he had ruined his life led to this exchange between he and Miss Rowe. Brooks: "And that killed me. It broke my heart. Like, God, I never want to hurt anyone. So I was scared to death. And then, they called you for work and you couldn't do it for 2 months. And I thought, oh crap." That's what I thought. Oh crap. So I was trying to see if you could come out and talk or whatever. I needed to do but I just don't want anyone hurt, man. And I felt bad. Miss Rose said over the phone to Brooks, I want to make sure that even though I've told you no, that you're cool with no. I mean no as in no fooling around like we had done. You're cool with that, right? Miss Rose said, when I saw you at the redacted name of the event, when you were doing the redacted event, you were pretty upset with me. Brooks replied, no, I would never be upset with you. Look at it this way, okay? Look at it this way. The best way I can explain. And it's back to the joke. See, we're just repeating this shit again. Okay, I think we're going to stop there for today because we're at 100. We're going to do a part 4 and we'll finish it off. But I am disgusted. I'm disgusted. I am. So, again, I can see this going one of two ways. I do wonder if an intern typed this up. Let's go back and look at some of your comments. And then we'll watch something cool. And then Day Days to go. Okay, let's go up. Here we go. Sorry, I had to black out and read that for a while. All right. Hi, early risers. Hello, Treble. Was her chest... Okay, listen, how many times was her chest and her face in his face? He is deflecting 100%. I feel like he thought he could get away with it or maybe misread the room. Like maybe thought being nice, aka professional, was an opening, but it wasn't. I mean, remember Trump used to say, grab him by the pussy. They let you do it. Fuck, dude. Still curious about upside downness of it all. What do you mean? Of the document? Was it upside down for you? Ooh. I think they used... Oh, you're talking about the upside down. First of all, you have to understand this woman is really tiny. Like, I looked at her. I found her, but she's very tiny. He's big as shit. And there's pictures of Trisha with her. And Trisha looks like fucking... She's Garth size too. Shit, dude. Like, she's a teeny woman. Also, you can find it in a million porns, I'm sure. Like, this is not a new thing. People do that, you know? Simultaneously, we don't know what Garth does. If he's on some kind of jacked up upper or something, I mean, look, if you just go watch some of his old Studio G interviews, you'll see what I'm talking about. Homie gets wild, dude. That part doesn't really surprise me or bother me. What bothers me is the part where, like, he's face down, but I can see his face. Couldn't find a single picture of her in any glasses, so that was kind of weird. Also, the really shoddy work on this complaint as far as like just general punctuation and grammar. But all that aside, is everything said in there totally unbelievable or impossible? Nope. So far, nope. Like, I could see that happening because it's already happened, right? Like, I keep mentioning like other complaints like this that are still going to court, but I mean, there have been look at Danny Masterson, for fuck's sake, you know? There have been countless instances where celebrities did fucked up shit to people and said fucked up shit to people. So, I mean, it's not believable that he would be, or it's not unbelievable to me that he would be getting extorted, nor is it unbelievable to me that he would say or do any of these things. That's why I'm like, ooh. I do think he's a fucking creep, though, and I've always had a weird feeling about Garth, and I do believe there's bodies in his backyard, but that's allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. I think they use AI software to draft paperwork. I keep getting, they do now, Rabbit, but that would be so fucking unprofessional because you don't, first of all, a lawyer got in trouble for that. That's illegal, by the way. A lawyer got in trouble for using AI to draft a briefing, and it was like a huge fucking deal. It was in Texas, huge fucking deal. I think they could have got disbarred, or maybe they did. Like, you can't. That's a fucking no-no, dude. Big time no-no. So I don't think legally they could do it, especially if they were paid. All right, let's keep going. Jen's missing tooth. It's a ham juice kind of day. Hi, Wendy. Seems like it, huh? Ooh, so he knew she was in a vulnerable position and couldn't turn down work. Yeah. If this is true, it can't have been a one-off. Could he be a predator in the vein of H.W. or Cosby? That's another thing, dude. Cosby, I've seen so many people defend that guy. I personally know someone who got assaulted by Cosby. She is so fucked up from it, dude. That shit's wild. Like, he could be, if it's true. He could absolutely be. I mean, any of these people could be, if it's true. Like, if the Diddy thing is true, the potential for past victims up, you know? Shit, if the Rex thing is true, the potential for past victims goes up, right? Anybody who commits a crime multiple times, whether it's on one person or a couple of different ones, and they're so comfortable doing it, if proven true, the chances for either them escalating to that or having prior experience up. And some people on the flip-flop would say trauma, possibly. You know, the chances that they experienced or learned from someone or were around someone who taught them this behavior is okay, while others were forced into it out of desperation. Shit like that. I'm talking about other crimes. You should never be forced into like assaulting someone out of desperation. But you know, some people, when they rob, they assault people, but they rob people out of desperation. I don't know. It's all fucked. The point is, this is a spooky dooky one for me. But if they find out that this is true, it seems that there are, you know, texts. They ride the boundary of, is this a relationship or is this against her will at times? But I think what saves it is her repeating, I said no, are you going to agree to no? And being a little more descriptive. But part of me reads the responses as he totally is onto her. Like, he's onto her in the sense that he's trying to stop her from putting things in there that could incriminate him. Like, he doesn't want to incriminate himself. Like, he's aware that she needs it on the record, which would make sense if he really went through and deleted texts on her phone. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going. Yeah, she did. She made claims of abuse and cheating, and it was proven he cheated on Trisha, and he cried and admitted it in an interview later and then had it wiped off the internet. And I believe he had another either wife or girlfriend who he also cheated on, supposedly. And yeah, he also had, I believe, a drinking problem, allegedly. That was pretty fucking bad. I shouldn't even say allegedly, because I believe he also talks about that on Studio G. But anyway, the point is, yeah, he's got a bit of a past. I looked up her past and I don't see any red flags. So I don't know. He also has a weird court past of representing himself pro se in some instances, which is fucking wild choice, dude. Wow, that's very sob-sit of you. Very weird. Anyway, I'm sorry you just woke up to hear this, Darlene. Oh my gosh. Also, so glad you made it through Milton. Woo! I'm gonna send you a pack of pens. Just because they did it doesn't mean it wasn't consensual. True, but that's what the complaint is saying it wasn't. I dozed off and woke up to the gallows sentence. Oh shit. She'd had enough. He was triangulating her with Trisha, and she wasn't going to see Trisha as his accomplice. Admittedly or not, she is also a victim. Well, see, here's the thing. We'll go on with the complaint. It's kind of annoying how they repeated shit. That pisses me off. I feel like I already read some of that, and I'm like, oh, they're just repeating shit. But Trisha there have been instances in the past, in the tabloids and, you know, just in country music in general, that things aren't going so well for them, and he cheats on her, and she's always fucking denied it, and she's doing a big stand by her man right now. Keep in mind, this woman was her friend longer than Garth. But she's built an empire with Garth. Like, they are co-vested in a lot of shit. Like Brad and Jen with their Plan B production. Like, they're co-vested in so much shit that I don't think in her mind Because I think once you hit a certain like amount of money, something might happen in your brain. The human might just leak out of your ears. I don't know. But there are points where it's like, just his interviews alone are so insane and out there and wild and weird. Like, I don't get why she's with him to begin with. There comes a point when it's like, I think you hit like a certain monetary sum, and some people, they're just like, I have to protect this dynasty, like fucking Empire or some shit, or like Cersei. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, I can totally see her being a victim. According to this complaint, there's things that she witnessed and that she didn't react to, but also she came out as like standing by her man like this week. So like, this is a tough one. I also find it weird that she didn't file anything against Trisha, but I guess if they weren't texting about this situation or there was no proof of any communication with Trisha or any acts done unto her, I do think that if Trisha was her longtime friend and for over 20 years she worked for her, regardless of whether you're an independent contractor or not, like that's your employer. I would think that if you were getting sexually harassed in a workplace environment, no matter where it was, I would file charges against both of them. We don't know. Maybe there's a reason why she didn't. We'll find out later. She didn't leave because she needed the job and didn't want to make a big deal and possibly lose this job or be blacklisted simultaneously. True. But Garth is also, keep this in mind. In fact, I shouldn't say but. I'd like to add on to that. Also, you know, Garth was saying that I'm afraid that you're afraid, allegedly, right? So I know a lot of people are out there going, why would she return? Why would she return? It's called a cycle of abuse. Whether you're being beaten, molested, whatever it is, abusers, groomers. I mean, look at Cassie and P. Diddy. When everyone saw him beating the shit out of her on camera, that's when they listened. Before they saw the proof, may as well have been a ghost. These are all rumors. These are conspiracies, right? Diddy would never. The second people saw that video, they were like, oh shit, he did that. Aaron Rodgers, the second people saw the videos of his fucking lady taking that fucking gun out, right? Disposing of it in the trash. Not Aaron Rodgers. Fucking what's his name? Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Rodgers was taking ayahuasca in the mountains probably when that was happening. But in all seriousness, people believe things when they see it, okay? Nobody gave a fuck about the Vince McMahon scandals until there were text messages and evidence in the filing. I have a feeling that it's really a good idea to hold out and wait to see what evidence is available in this, because if they have what they say they have, which legally they must, right? Otherwise, they're really fucking themselves. If they have what they say they have from her point of view, there's no coming back from that. I mean, just the whole I fucking come gallons thing, holy shit. He's going to be branded a perv forever. Likely deserve it. Who knows? We will see. Fascinating. All narcissists do make crazy cum statements. This is true. Yeah, he is like 60 years old, but they're also all hopped up on Blue Chew. It's fucking wild. Also, the not knowing how Trisha would feel in the beginning helped probably keep her quiet too. Not wanting to rock that boat or not believe and then lose that connection too. What's a whatever? Yeah, exactly. What is a whatever? When he said or whatever. And you guys are going to hate me, but this sounds like a cash grab. I may be wrong. It's just what my gut tells me. That's okay. I mean, a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. I think it has to do with, I mean, look at the setup, right? This is all the great shit Garth's done. I also think it was interesting how when the complaint first came out, a lot of people were speculating that it was a younger lady, right? And they were surprised that she was his age. Part of me wonders if our like subconscious, not yours, but like in general, the collective, the people who, I just saw a lot of people who were willing to believe it when she was a younger girl. And then when it turned out she was his age and they could find her and look her up, and they saw that she seems like just a normal, tiny little blonde lady who's around his age mom, you know? I think when they saw that, it's not like mom type. I don't actually know if she's mom. Anyway, when they saw that, it was kind of odd how quick a lot of people were like, oh, this is a cash grab, right? And some of them, they did it because it said that she was financially strapped, right? Some of them, it had nothing to do with that. But I do wonder if there's like a subconscious perception that like, oh, there's no way Garth would want a woman his age or an older woman or someone that's friends with his wife or something. And then I've seen a lot of people say there's no way Garth would say this stuff. I've also seen a lot of people say that they don't think Garth is that strong, like couldn't do the ankle thing. I just think about precedent and about other examples, and then I go, is that possible? You know what I mean? I think because both are such strong possibilities, let's be honest here. I mean, it could be either or, in my opinion. Some people tend to feel one way based on specific language or circumstances or something small they notice. I think other people look at it and they go, I don't know, this feels like you're saying, it feels weird. It feels like it's one thing to cheat on your girlfriend, but this is like sexual assault and battery and a whole fucking grooming over the years situation. So I don't think it's unreasonable, Jen, for you to feel that way, aka Laura. I keep calling you Jen. I honestly don't hate it if either one of you go either way. I don't hate it. Hairstyling. Break out the Blue Star, the ointment. Could really go either way, but I've experienced situations similarly, so I can really, exactly. You know, some people have, who's to say she didn't rub her boobs up against his neck while she was doing his hair? It sounds like an affair gone wrong. I've experienced this kind of stuff too, but no one was ever able to succeed. I am 5 feet tall, 110 pounds. Okay. I certainly was never dangled by my ankles. Okay. We need props without her hand bracing herself. This sounds very plausible. I mean, there are 1,000 porns you can watch of people doing that. I have a lot of friends who have reacted super different to these sort of situations. It's not just fight or flight. There's also freeze and fawn. Absolutely. There's a great scene in, well, I'm not going to say great scene. It's very disturbing, but I say great because I guess it's a perfect example for some people of what happens when you're being assaulted. It's a scene in Mad Men when one of the secretaries is assaulted and she just stares at a chair leg, I believe. It's like a leg of a chair. She stares at it and she just kind of, you see her eyes just go foggy almost. And you can tell she's dissociating. And it's a hard scene to watch, but it is a perfect and amazing even example of the act of dissociation during a trauma, in my opinion. A lot of people who watch that scene cannot handle it and they get very upset and cry. And this scene, when it came out, was heavily discussed in the media. People talked about it on social media. Like, that's crazy. Did you see that episode? You know, I remember reading comment after comment from women under one of the Facebook videos of that scene. You know how randomly they pop up? It's just a scene from a show or a movie. So many people were like, I relate heavily to this. There are descriptions and some complaints that, just like in that moment, some of us who have been through shit might go, yep, I can relate to that, or that makes sense to me. I've seen people go on tirades about how, someone's been stabbed in the face. This must be personal. Or someone was stabbed at night outside. This must be a stabbing so personal. And then I come in and go, well, I've been stabbed and I didn't know who the fuck they were. I got stabbed a lot. And like, they came after me. Like, this person stabbed at me. Yeah, it was in my hands. It was defensive wounds. I had some nicks. My clothes were cut off. But I didn't like get murdered. So for me, I'm very lucky and that I can sit here and tell you, like, it's not always personal. A lot of the time, it's just someone trying to rob you or someone who's just experiencing an episode. It's very weird to have that discussion with people who are so certain that all stabbings are like that. But I can't see it that way because of my experience. However, the statistics show that most stabbings are. They're not in my favor. However, I'm proof that other kinds can happen. In fact, not just me, there's millions of people who've been stabbed, I'm sure, that they didn't know the person. However, the numbers outweigh. And when they outweigh it, that becomes the statistic. So the normalized statistic is stabbing someone is very personal. The normalized statistic is that some people freeze, right? When this sort of thing happens. However, society has this idea in their head that, well, I would have fought back. Why didn't she run? Those who experience it, the freeze, they get why. Shit, why didn't I run from that gang? Because I'm slow. And they would have caught me from behind. Some people think logically. Some people don't want to be attacked. They're actually scared. They're telling you why. In this complaint, I think it gives pretty good reason why, but I also think that there's times that it goes a little over the top and it gets a little theatery. It gets a little dramatic when it's like, just give me the facts. You know what I mean? The facts that are in your complaint. What are you alleging? Some of it was kind of unnecessary, but I could say the exact same for Garth's. Let's keep going. Yes, absolutely. And there's also people who don't believe in marital rape anymore. Like a lot of people, I shouldn't say anymore. Like for a while people didn't, and now people are starting to, but there's a lot of places that won't acknowledge that. And it's fucking crazy. Like absolutely that happens. How can he get it in without some cooperation? The dangling alone is, I mean, the blood's rushing to her head or sick. I'm sure she's feeling sick. I'm sure you can imagine. Also, people get frozen in fear. Getting aggressive, I can accept that. That is possible. That could. How is he looking at her? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. How is he look like with his face down? That's what I don't get. But I think, again, like this, it's so shittily written. I wonder if they fucking wrote it wrong. Maybe it sounded cool and fine, and maybe she was dabbling in an affair, but then he took it to a place she didn't consent to. That, yeah. Yeah, the upside down thing makes no sense. No eye contact possible. Exactly. I have no answers for the dangling. You see there is where they owed him. Wait. You see there is one where they owed him talking to her, and she says he used the word her instead of you. I don't understand that, but I'll go back and read that again a little bit. She's worked with them for a long time, been on the payroll exclusively. She probably felt like if she were to get out, he would have ended her legally. True. I can't visualize that at all. Maybe after she walked in, he looked at her. There's wrong dates too. I mean, I lined the dates up with everything in there. I didn't see anything wrong. I thought that there was one date that was wrong, but then when you look it up, one is alleging a filming, and the other is alleging when he alert her about a future filming. So it's just worded weird. I did think some dates were a little off, though, so I did double check. Maybe Jane Austen is a lawyer. Sorry to make a joke. Good morning, Des. Jane Roe's husband believes this and it convinced her to sue. I'm guessing Jane Roe had an affair, but told her husband it was rape. I don't think the thing about the husband was real. This is just my opinion, though. I think that Garth said that to her to try to see if she told anyone. But I mean, maybe. What other types are there? I have no idea. Okay, I have to skip all the way down because... oh my God. Oh my God, there's so much. He had a severe drinking problem on tour, and I think this relationship with Trisha was coercive on his part. Oh. She had worked for other celebrities, worked for Trisha for years. It doesn't sound like she couldn't get a different job. Well, here's the thing, though. To be fair, when you have a makeup artist or somebody that follows you on the road, hair, makeup, if you hire an independent contractor, it's usually for a whole tour, right? This was during COVID. Not a lot of people were touring. Garth Brooks, Morgan Wallen, like a couple of people were, but they weren't even letting people into stadiums. Like, she was kind of desperate for work because nobody was fucking touring. Only a couple of big name country singers were. And once you get a makeup artist, you usually keep them for the whole tour. So I'm sure the ones who she's worked with in the past, I mean, she actually did work with a few of them, but they were one-offs, like Loretta Lynn, Johnny Cash's daughter. They were only doing like 1 or 2 nights. So I think it's reasonable that she was relying on a specific tour. I believe one of them got canceled. And then it gets canceled, and it's like, well, there goes my income, and now she has to take care of. I believe the situation, she might have had elderly parents who were sick or dying. That's just a lot during a pandy. So I do think that a lot of people were out of work and desperate, and it's a massive booming industry with new younger talent that's doing really wild shit on TikTok. It's also very competitive. So I think with her, she's been doing the shit since the 80s. She's a huge resume. I got to give her the benefit of the doubt that, like, COVID, the industry itself, sticking, I mean, also being with Trish 25 years exclusively, like, and doing, like, and by exclusive me, I mean touring, and then doing little one-offs with people, she might not have the kind of relationship to be able to bump out another makeup artist, you know? At the same time, you know, Garth has a lot of fucking money. And who knows? Maybe something happened, made her look crazy. Yeah, made it more complicated. Garth seems like a narcissist. Trisha has likely been controlled by him for a long time and feels it's impossible to leave. Oh, I don't know. My opinion is if Trisha wanted to go, she'd go. Trisha's up there with Garth, dude. She makes a fuckload of money. She's beloved. She has the means. Not to say she wouldn't. I mean, if she was abused, maybe, yeah, that makes sense why she'd have to stay, but who knows? Maybe he's a jerk. Maybe she's a gold digger. It's going to come down to the evidence, true. Could be both. Could be both. They're co-vested. He's criminally convicted. She'll be the one with the riches, but she may also get his debts. Ooh, good point. Good point. Okay, we got to scroll down more because I've gotten so far behind. My throat is starting to hurt. I love you guys. He also likely lied to her and fucked with her head. I wasn't aware that it was during COVID and there wasn't many jobs. I shouldn't assume anything. No, it's fine. Also, people forget, like, this was in Nashville, right? They were in Tennessee, and then they were in LA, and then she moved to Mississippi right as COVID was starting to wind down. Nashville and LA are totally different, right? LA during COVID, very different than Nashville during COVID. Nashville during COVID, bars and shit were opening up more. LA during COVID, not so much. You had to have the mask on and be up someone's ass. You had to have all the tests, everything. It's a very odd situation. Very odd situation. Yeah, it did create a lot of opportunities for that. Hey, I appreciate your sensitivity, Rabbit, and not hitting Dad with the wrench. Give Pop your hair? Please do. Please do. Give Pop your hair. Ham Dad. Love Ham Dad. Love it. Love it. Dude, I appreciate you guys. Here's the thing, though. Part of me is like, I feel like, okay, in Garth's complaint, here's what bothers me. In Garth's complaint and hers, both ridiculous, right? Not totally ridiculous, but both ridiculous in that they're being very, like, telling a story, right? I just want to hear facts. I just want to hear the evidence. Come on, guys. However, Garth's does look more professionally done than her, and he has a history of pro se and bad lawyers. Hers seems like it's got great evidence and maybe even a strong case if the evidence is exactly what they say it is. But it's a piss poor job at telling a story both with the amount of like effort put into drafting the legal documents. And also, it's very presumptive and accusatory. And also, I'm kind of pissed that they just keep repeating the same shit in it. It really feels a little crazy. Not like her story, but like the way it's formatted, all of it. It feels like I just hope she has good attorneys if he did this to her. The type of attorneys who are willing to go against Garth Brooks would either have to be like a Yannetti Jackson type or like a Casey Anthony's lawyer type. So we'll see. Maybe we should look up her attorneys and see if these are fucking wackadoos or not, right? Yeah, and also like, again, for me, it's hard to, I'm not even going to pick one. I agree with you, Laura. I agree with everybody else who said it. Let's wait for the evidence because this is tough. Nicole said that too. Like, this is there's the whole face down but looking at me thing is a little weird, but part of me is like, it's very weird. But part of me is like, is this a fuck up by whoever made it? Because this is like a big fuck up if so. Like, the story has to make sense, right? I think what sucks is that both of them kind of reek of not making much sense. His seems too perfect, almost like a guy on a date who has no problems whatsoever. He's a perfect guy. Something's going on there. Wait, you're what? You're fucking curing cancer and doing all these wonderful things and giving to, charities and doing it. Where's the fucking bodies, Garth? Something's going on here. But with her, it's like, wait, he did all this fucking, like, it's the opposite. It's like the worst shit ever happened to her. But like, it took a minute to, like, reasonably so, if we consider the circumstance, maybe. But like, some of the back and forth texting could be like an affair. But then Nicole makes a good point. Could have started out consensual and turned on. It is wild. Power and balance. It's okay to change your mind, damn it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very, very tough one. It's very tough. Rock Chalk. What's up, Rock Chalk? We missed you, Rock Chalk. Finally catching alive. We're talking about Garth. She's in love with the boy. Fucking Trisha, dude. Don't take my Trisha down. The fact that he was pro se says something about the exact. That's exactly what I was thinking, though. Yep. Wanted me fit. No, but Garth was face down. That's what's weird. Garth was face down, but she said she could see him looking at her like he want. It was weird. Yeah, let's see what the attorney's all about. Yep, Wendy. Yes, the Chris Gaines. You'll notice the thumbnails for the last two Garth videos feature Chris Gaines. I got his cassette at a McDonald's. They were trying to give him away. No one fucking wanted him. Okay, Where All the Bodies comes from a podcast called Your Mom's House, YMH. They analyzed, it's a comedy podcast. Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky, they watched Live in Studio G, and just like me, they got a creepy feeling from it. And they started saying Garth is a narcissist and that he very likely has bodies in the basement. And then they joked and told all of us, because I was a listener and I also made music for them. They told everybody, like, go to Garth's page and ask him where the bodies were. So everybody started accusing him of murder, which everyone thought was a hilarious prank. And frankly, it was. He got very confused. And then a lot of inside jokes from the podcast got slipped in. And it became such a shit show that people were going to his concerts holding up signs like, where are the fucking bodies? Interestingly enough, this is exactly how QAnon started. Anyway, I love you guys to death. AJ Deddy, read that comment. What comment? AJ Deddy. I'm trying to find the comments. Okay, I can't do this again. My throat hurts so bad. Did he have to skip down? But I think she was fawning fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Fawning. Okay. Narcissistic sexual abuse. If you look it up, you'll see how it aligns. My fight, flight, freeze, fawn response comment. Yeah, I read it. We talked about it. Oh, you think she was fawning instead of freezing? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough to suspect the fawn. Yeah, McDonald's went goth. They just had to get rid of a bunch of these Chris Gaines tapes they somehow came upon. I don't know. It was very Donnie Brasco Mafia. We got a truck full of Chris Gaines. Like, what the fuck? The fuck? Very confusing. Yeah. I mean, same, dude. I did a little bit of everything. I did the freezing, the fawning, the fucking fighting back. I just didn't really... I flighted at the wrong time. Frozen Fawn. I loved you guys. She would need Gloria Allred as an attorney. That's fucking true. That's what AJ was saying. And Jen saying you read that comment. Oh, okay. I get it. Dad's wackadoo. All right, guys. I got to go soon. So here's what I'm thinking. Vegas already has a report up for the next thing they're going to blow up. So I'm saying, let's fucking watch it, right? See what's going on here. Love you guys to death. I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow morning. Probably tonight. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you. I love having these conversations with you. We are going to do a full audit committee meeting part 2 for you. Maybe tonight. Who knows? Have a good day. Darlene, so glad you're safe. Nicole, so glad the fam is safe. I want french fries too. You mean freedom fries? Freedom fries? Goth McDonald's. Dude, want some fucking Goth McDonald's? Gothic black fries. Dude, fucking death clock fries? 100%. Much love all, says Galen. Galen, I'm going to be shooting you an email later regarding an interview. McDee's has the best french fries. Okay, fair enough. Goodbye. LOL. I love you. Let's see what they're going to blow up next, you kids. I'm so excited to see what's going to blow up next in Las Vegas and how much fun it's going to be. All right, I'm going to put this video on for you and we're going to fade out into the distance. Wendy Facts, have a great day. Friday, Dad and siblings. You too, Des. You're home all weekend, Obi. Yes. Let's do it this weekend. Taking the big dog to swim at the pool. At the boarding place, he's feeling better, and I think it's a lower calorie diet that made him punky last night. He was hangry. He was a hangry boy. Thank goodness I fuck, says Darlene. I'm just kidding. Thank goodness I fucked. I thought it was Thursday. It's not. Place out, Dad. I got you. And bye all, says Rabbit. Let's go, kids. Let's fucking go. What's the next thing they're going to blow up? Place your bets now. Don't worry, I'll spoil it for you. Here you go.
And now that the Tropicana is no longer, the plan is to transform that site into a stadium for Las Vegas's next professional team, the Las Vegas A's. Fox 5 Sports Director Kevin Bollinger looks at what is on the drawing board.
With the Tropicana implosion, the bases are being cleared for the site of the A's new home. The most up-to-date artist renderings look like this. A stunning state-of-the-art facility that will have a distinct mark on the landscape of the Strip. The stadium will take up roughly 9 acres of the 35-acre site. While there was speculation that the stadium would have a retractable roof, the plan is for an all-enclosed facility unlike anything currently seen in Major League Baseball. It's a 33,000-seat dome stadium. The roof will have 5 overlapping layers that the team says was inspired by traditional.
Oh shit, we answered our own question. That's what they're building on the Tropicana. That's why they did the A. Oh shit, Laura, you were right. Hell yeah.
Baseball pennants. But the uniqueness of the stadium will come on the side facing to the north. That's where the world's largest cable net glass window will be installed, facing the corner of Trop and the Strip over the left field wall. So the people sitting on the first base side of the stadium will also have views of the Strip. Even with the cable windows in the outfield, the design is in place so there is no direct sunlight, only natural light to help be more efficient in cooling the stadium during the hot summer months. Outside, there is a 2 to 3 acre plaza on the northwest side of the property that will extend around to the main concourse on the other side and provide fans with spots to meet up, have scenic backgrounds for pictures, and potentially a place to grab a drink outside the stadium before going in. Down the right field line is an 18,000 square foot Jumbotron, which would be the largest screen in Major League Baseball. The thought process is to give fans all of the baseball amenities while providing top-tier technology and strip views in a setting that is uniquely Las Vegas. The plan calls for 2,500 parking spots on site, and the team says they will work with the county and NDOT to have public transportation and traffic plans in place similar to what is done at T-Mobile Arena and Allegiant Stadium to allow for easy access to the stadium. But what about the team? The A's recently played their last game in Oakland and will now spend the next 3 seasons in Sacramento at the stadium that is home to the River Cats, the AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. Artificial turf is expected to be installed because both the A's and River Cats will play there.
Yo, I'm sorry. What the fuck is a river cat? A river cat? I'm not a river cat. I'm not a river cat.
And upgrades to the stadium will have to take place to get some major league standards that the Players Association will sign off on. The A's are not expected to play their first game in the new stadium at the Tropicana site until the spring.
Yo, Cheryl, couldn't agree with you more, bitch. Couldn't agree with you more. And not just that. Look at that guy who they said was, they say he's the main suspect for Madeleine McCann. Do you know what he did? The same guy they're saying did that shit to Madeleine McCann. He did the same thing to, I believe she was 70 to 80 years old. Drugged her, raped her, beat the shit out of her, robbed her, tortured her. He didn't put a cap on age. You know what I mean? I think, and just to be clear, I fucking agree with you. It is irrelevant. I just noticed a lot of people were arguing about that. I'm like, maybe there's a subconscious bias. Like, oh, they wouldn't do that. She's too old. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I don't even think in some of these cases I think it's more about the power dynamic when it's somebody who's really hurting someone intentionally, and especially sadists and shit. It's like a power dynamic. I don't see age as like a deterrent for why someone wouldn't do something that horrible to someone. People doing that to begin with is horrible and disturbing and disgusting, like to anybody. But I do think that it's kind of weird how many people said that that's what got them in the comments. I just started noticing a lot of people being like, nah, he wouldn't do that. She's too old. He could get someone so much younger. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that what we're focusing on now? So I just want to point out, that I think there's some sort of subconscious bias in some people's heads that like, impossible for that reason. And it's just not. It's just not impossible. It happens all the time. Maybe not with Garth, but like, you know what I mean? It happens. Oh, so fucking wild.
Spring of 2028.
Yes, great comment, Cheryl.
But there is still a lot of work that has to be done before
Oh
construction
shit.
breaks
Here
ground,
is Wendy. That's genius. Catfish, River Cat. Great.
including finding the private financing. While that is still being determined, the A's organization continues to work with the Stadium Authority Board, and they're on track in terms of checking all of the boxes to build. Construction on the new stadium is expected to begin in the spring. In the meantime, Las Vegas says goodbye to one of the icons on the Strip while preparing to say hello to the next generation. The Las Vegas A's are on deck.
And now that the